All good to go? Hello and good evening, everybody, and welcome to the fifth round here of the WTF1 Super League 2019 here at Barcelona. I'm David Carter. We will be shortly being joined by Tom Parker, I believe, after qualifying. We've got Gerrit de Vries as well on our cameras for this evening as well. So, what a dramatic season's been so far. The first 4 rounds, we've just come back from Baku 2 weeks ago. A lot happened there. A lot of different interesting stories come out of that. But here we are again to see, as we come back to mainland Europe, to see what happens from now on in. So we've just finished practice. We're actually going to watch our full qualifying session for a change, which is really, really good. You know, normally catch about half of it, but a bit more well prepared this time. Just in case you're wondering, the highlights are going to be, we're going to be watching the highlights of Baku's race after qualifying. So we'll do the whole of qualifying first, and then we'll show the highlights from the last round at Baku straight after that. So we've had a few changes of personnel as we're just about to go over to the main qualifying session here. Just a bit of an insight. We've got Laurent Keersmakers, who replaces Milnek at Scuderia Brasilia. Keersmakers the reserve driver. Milnek's actually sunning it up in real life Barcelona as it stands. He's at the racetrack at the moment, so watching the racing there. But Keersmakers comes in as he's the reserve driver for Scuderia Brasilia. We've also got a certain Kieran Shanks. He's emergency driver at Green Stripes Racing. Green Stripes have, at the moment at least, only got one primary driver in Alex Cooper. Kieran Shanks, for the moment at least, will be in that seat at Green Stripes, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's working alongside with Ben Hamlet regarding making a setup between those two drivers. But we'll wait and see what happens there. It's going to now be a bit slow moving over, so hopefully there's no issues. At the moment, we've got 29 drivers in the server, so a few of the people are missing. They're probably just doing the test, or they're sorting a couple of technical issues out at this moment in time. Obviously, championship standings are looking really, really interesting after the last round. Drivers' Championship, Yannick Bock on 90 points, 13 points clear of Alex Siebel, and then a further 17 points back to the Evolution's Dennis Jordan. So the 3 Germans at the top of the standings. He's ahead of Sixter, Burlak. Those two only separated by 1 point. Then we got Jeffrey Fournier, who had a really good event at Baku actually as well. And Matthias moves there around at the top 7. Teams Championship, Evolution Motorsports, 50 points clear of their nearest challengers ACR. Then followed by Red Archer, Epic, Edgy Sports there rounding out the top 5. So now we're in the qualifying session. Everyone's just going to round up at the end of the pit lane now. Track conditions, 20 degrees. Track temperature. We may see, I mean, if you tuned into last night's Super League Lights race, you did know it started off dry, and then 10-15% into the race, it started to rain. So, and it rained for the whole event then. So we're not expecting to rain as such, but there's definitely a chance of rain in the air as we go through this evening session. I've just noticed coming out of the pits, we've got both ACR cars who've left the pits first there as well. So they are going to get a good opportunity to warm those tyres up, warm those brakes up, get no one in the way of their first runs. We've got Siebel there and Violet, both champions, of course. Siebel, the defending champion, coming back from that win at Baku, did a stunning job to get past those Evolution drivers and win the race from there comfortably in the end, and doing a stunning job throughout the whole event. And he's been really on form this year. You know, Siebel might have thought, well, how's he going to handle it? How are ACR going to handle it with all the cars being the same at the start of the season? Obviously, development's taking place now. But the way they've gone about their development, ACR, and everyone who's using that Valiant engine in particular, looks very, very good on the race run. So they're a team, of course, who help develop that engine and do a stunning, stunning job as a result. Siebel just coming across the line to start his first time lap. We've got 28 cars are on the circuit at the moment. Siebel comes across the line of it. And actually, I'll tell you what, because we don't have an onboard lap of Mitchy Hoyer's lap today, we're going to go on board with Alex Siebel as he goes into turn 1, 2, and 3. Now, these 3 corners here, very, very important to get right, actually, particularly 1 and 2, because it then sets you up for this turn 3. Flat out there, he takes that, exits there at 170 miles an hour, brakes into turn 4 very, very late there. Takes that really, really sharply there. 4th gear, gets on the power nice and early there as well. Here we are, turn 5, the hairpin there. Important to get a good run out of here because it shoots you down the hill. Then left-hand kick there is 6, and then into 7 and 8. Here we go. Superb on the left-hand side. Got a bit oversteering there on exit on 8, but goes into turn 9. But yeah, he lost a bit of time there going through turn 8. That is one thing for sure. 9, easy flat on these cars. Into turn 10 there, braking, difficult braking into this hairpin bend there. Get on the power smoothly and gently into 11 and 12 here. The right-hander there, which kills that left front tyre. That's the rear tyre you got to watch out as well. All over the curve there. I think that was a Red Archer car there. He had to really dive out of the way and avoiding action there. It was Matthews Moose there, who had to really jump over the curve very violently to get out of the way there. Here comes Siebel across the line. 1:15.5 there. That's the bank of time. Find it there, 2.5 tenths behind. Dennis Jordan splits the 2 ACRs there to make it into second place. Michael Ayres there with P3 as well. Expect the times, if you've not watched Super League before, expect the times to be ridiculously close. It always seems to be, even though the cars develop and change in pace, they always seem to be really, really tightly packed in the order. Penna Burlap there takes the visual pole, 1:15.326 ahead of Ben Hamlet, who stops in just over a tenth behind. Impressive again in that Red Bull Street Fighter car, who's in the lead at Baku. And it's the first time Red Bull Street Fighter had led a race in a very, very long time of their massive downfall in results in 2018. But threw it away after hitting a bump, which you'll probably see in the highlights coming up. But he's there in P2. Alex Cooper there in the green stripes car, P3. Again, that's a great initial opening lap there. Yannick Bock there goes to P2 in the Evolution car, the championship leader after the first 4 rounds of the season. Only dropped 10 points actually all season so far, so a stunning job there from the German. So at the moment, Burlap, Bock, 6th there, jumps at P3 in the Red Archer. They've got Ben Hamlet, Siebel, Alex Cooper, Kilt, Jordan, Queekle in the Mad Cape, and Kieran Shanks there to make it 2 green stripes in the top 10 as Shanks pulls into the pits, put on a fresh set of boots, and see how he goes. As Burlak goes very, very close to the back of his car there, almost runs to the back of him into the pit lane, but just about avoids contact. 23 drivers have set times. Vinicius Ranieri, 1.6 off the pace in the Storm Racing car, who have had, with the greatest respect, a bit of a torrid time this season. Got drivers like Kiss out on track. Guy's not set a lap time yet. Brewer, Zapala in the Edenis car. Jeffrey Fournier as well, and Liam Duval. A lot of people tipping Duval to do really well here in qualifying. He's a bit of a specialist at times when it comes to hot laps. We've seen him take some pole positions in the past as well, so keep an eye out for the Hawkeye Racing car of Liam Duval. Back out on the circuit. Burlak's back on the circuit as it's now. I'm just going to see if anyone who hasn't set that time yet is on a lap. Doesn't look like it at the moment. Just looking at Zapala actually. He's actually 600ths off in sector 1 as he goes through turn 5 in that beautiful Pescara Edenis car. Him and his teammates, of course, Eros Musculi, there, former runner-up of this series. He goes through turn 9 to Zapala now, and he spins it off there, loses the back end, which is very, very easy to do. If you just take out a little bit too much throttle, or maybe you got the cards a little bit aggressively there, very easy to do so. So that is his run and set of tyres wrecked going through there. 9 minutes and 10 seconds to go of the session. We're going to see if anyone in the sharp end of the field is on a lap. Doesn't look like for the moment at least. There is. Michael Ayres currently going at a personal best in the first sector, peak 13 at the moment. He goes through 5. He's kind of behind Fabio 6-3, gets out of the way. Very sensible there indeed. It's his tight little chicane. You've got to hit the cover at left hand side, but not too much. Easy to get. Almost got a little bit out of shape there of 8. Into 9 he goes. He gets there very cleanly. use as much curve as you want on the left-hand side there, the AstroTurf. That's perfectly fine to do that, to run wide there, to get a good run down the straight. If you've got DRS as well, use it down there as well, as you see the Evolution just stepping out of the way there. As goes through this final sector of the lap. It's coming on a personal best, down to P14 now, but this might get him. He's got a bit of traffic there, it looked like to me. It looked like Siebel just about got the way okay, but he pulls into the pits anyway, so maybe he did get a little bit affected from that. Dives in the pits and pulls over for another run in a few minutes' time. Back at the sharp end, it looks like to me, right Kilk, he's looked pretty handy so far in qualifying here. So he is on course to set the official pole time. P8 at this moment in time. Goes round the final corner. And he comes across the line and goes up to 5th. Loses a bit of time in the final sector there. But still a handy improvement there for the Epic, who really seemed to have, come on form at just the right time, really. Coming into Spain, had a great round at Baku. And now in Spain now, they're doing a really solid job, and Kilk's there off at 48. It's still not set a time. Yes, he has. There he is in P19 at the moment. And he's just going through the first, sector now into turn 7 and 8. And he's actually up on his time at the minute, just a bit off of the best first sector, quarter second up on his own time. This probably put up a few places if he can keep this up. The Epic Racing car seems a really, really nice car to drive, actually. It's quite a well balanced car. They do really, really good on the setups normally as well. And 48 really does try to extract the most out of cars. There we go. That gets out of the way there through the chicane. Very fiddly chicane at the end of the lap here through the final corner. And the heads will hopefully put 48 up a few places. Let's see where this gets him. P15. Probably not where he expected to be or not what he wants to be, but he's still got 6.5 minutes left to go. And let's give a run down of the order. Burlack still leads. He's still top of the standings. Siebel's jumped up to P2. Important there for the second place man in the standings to get up on that front row, which is so crucial around a track like Spain. This is not really a lot of chance to overtake round here. It's only really the main DRS straights out of turn 9, of course the pit straight as well. That's your main chance to overtake around this circuit. Indeed, so to get on these first couple of rows is vital here if you want to have a good race. Yannick Bock there, P3, ahead of Sixter and P4. He's been a really revelation, really, this season. Really consistent performances. And Red Archer as well, probably the standout team, if you like, regarding surprises this year. So really, really solid effort from them. Ben Hamlet in P5, still up there as well. Right Kilk drops down to P6. Dennis Jordan's currently on a lap, and he's coming in P7. He needs to get up ideally on the first couple of rows on the grid. Here he comes across the line, and he goes to P5 as well, just going to 10th quicker, 10.5 off the pole. So that drops down Hamlet to 6 and Kilk to 7. Alex Cooper there, still P8 for the Green Stripes car. And Florian Gaia jumps up to P9, a man who has, let's face it, last 18 months or so, not really been on the best of form. Only really, you could say, Abu Dhabi last year was the only time he really shone last year. This time around, P9, good effort from him. And Kieran Shanks rounding up the top 10 at the moment. Everyone seems to be coming in to do another set of tyres with 5 minutes to go. I've just noticed that Michael Ayres has jumped up to P6 there. Great effort from him. He improved by nearly 4 tenths. And now got to row 3 on the grid. So for flag to flag, a really solid job there. And hopefully for him, he can start this race in the top 10. Everybody else at the moment looks like they're pretty stale regarding improvement. Moose there, I can see P16 at this moment in time. He's on a personal best and also best first sector. Purple sector there as well. He's also done a PB there in the second sector. He goes through this fiddly little complex at the end of the lap, through the left, through the long right-hander. Important there again to get that traction out of the corner and to really hit that apex there on that little right-hander there. That's so important. If you run wide, you lose a few tenths. That is one thing for sure. He gets a good run out of the final corner. Goes down towards the line, and he crosses the line and goes up to 14th place there. After that. And I'm pleased to say that Tom Parker has finished his test, and he joins us in the booth. for here for this evening. Welcome, Tom.
Hello, everybody. It's nice to be here again. Nice and sweaty, but I am here.
Yeah, it's a handy little session. I saw as well last night you participated in the Superleague Lights race as well. We won't put too much into what happened there, Tom. We know it wasn't the best of results, but did you enjoy the challenge of the changeable conditions?
Up until I started spinning, yeah. Yeah, it was. The pace was good in both the dry and the wet, so it's good. Something to build on, which is really, really good for me. But yeah, it's given me a lot of knowledge for tonight's obviously event. Super League Lights is obviously the Super League's baby. Day before, so obviously it gives me really good insight into what these guys will be doing tonight. Very similar cars, just a little bit less effect on the upgrades, a little bit less engine power, just to give a bit of an advantage really. But obviously Yannick Block on top at the moment, and it's about so pole yesterday was a 15.7 for Super League Lights, done by Lucas Schmidt. Very, very quick. He absolutely dominated yesterday. And as we can see here, 15.0 for Yannick at the moment. Will we see a 14? It's going to be an impressive lap, whoever does, as Alex Simmel goes second, 15.122. But I'm not really sure. How's it been so far, though? Obviously, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a catch-up. What's happened so far?
It's been quite interesting. As usual, really, really close. So we saw Burlack on top earlier on. I've actually missed the fact that Bock moved up to the provisional pod and Siebel up to P2 there as well. So both knocked the Edge Esports driver down, but nicely mixed up. Daniel Kiss actually makes it originally an Edge Esports row 2. Kilk, Sixter, Jordan, Queekle there in the Mad Cape. Michael Ayres and Gaia, so really, really mixed up grid again. And must be honest, the ones who stand out for me at the moment, Street Fire and Green Stripes, improving basically since they've had Ben Hamlet come in that team. It's really interesting how one person could just drag a team up the field there as well. I must say it's had a great impact for their season so far. Can't see anyone improving at the moment because I think people are just coming out for their final runs at the moment in time. I'm just going to give a rundown of the provisional order while people are doing that. So we got Bock from Siebel there, from Burlack, from Daniel Kiss making Edge Esports row 2. Then we've got Kilk, Sixter, Jordan, Queekle, Ayres, Gaia, then Hamlet, apparently P11. Pasculi there in the first of the Edonis Viscaras there. Alex Cooper from Shanks make that provisionally a Green Stripes row 7. Moose Kearsmakers there, who's coming in for Milnek. Brewer, Viduk down in 18th place. I mean, that is not where we expect Bruce. I mean, Viduk's never been the best qualifier, Tom, but not we expect to see him, especially when Siebel's up there on the front row.
No, and I've known David for a couple of years, many years actually, funnily enough. Been a teammate of his for a couple of years, and yeah, like I said, he's never been a qualifier. Very, very, very impressive racer, one of the most consistent people I've seen. But yeah, he will be disappointed with that. But I'm sure he will improve in his final run. We'll see him at the top 10, top 5 at the end of the race, I'm sure. It's David Fardock, two-time champion after all. But like I said, drivers starting their final runs now. Burlack has just crossed the line to start his. Yeah, quick shout out to Street Fighter. Oh, you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just sorry about that. I've just seen there's been an incident actually at the chicane and people going off the circuits on various points. There's a traffic jam going into the chicane, obviously, and people getting in the way of people on a hot lap and a bit of a spin there as well. I think it's involved an Edge and a Red Bull Street Fighter car. So, unfortunately, we see Tobias Olsen off in turn 4 causing a yellow flag. He's now pulled over in the pits, but he lost his front wing there, so a bit of carnage here. Of course, people starting their final qualifying laps, of course, they want to get as much clean space as possible. But I don't know if you saw that, Tom, but that was a bit extreme.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's everyone's trying to get a little bit of space. Same thing happened yesterday in the start of the Super League Light session. Everyone's trying to get a bit of clear air, but unfortunately, it's obviously involved Daniel Kish there of Edge Esports. He was up in 4th, his 6th has just taken that position. But very unfortunate as Kilt goes into 3rd. Cracking lap there from the Epic Racing driver, but Burlack's into the final sector now. Coming through the final chicane, is he going to improve on what is now 4th place? Burlack, a very, very quick driver. Bahrain Grand Prix winner, of course, had a bit of a tough time last out, crashing into the stricken Ben Hamlet. He crosses the line, and he does stay 4th.
Yeah, stays 4th indeed. But as I say, they Kilt have a cracking lap for the Epic Racing driver. He's had a bit of a renaissance, really. Last couple of rounds, everyone seems to be sticking to their positions roughly, give or take. No one's really jumping up. So we'll run down the order when we get to the end of the warm-up, actually. So in a few moments' time, we're going to run you through the the highlights of the last round at Baku, about 6 minutes or so long. And then after that, we'll probably talk for a few minutes and then jump over to the race session. So, interesting session that was indeed, though. So, pole position does go to Yannick Bok, championship leader, once again impressing again, showing his credentials that he deserves this championship. Siebel, they're going to join him on the front row. Obviously, the grid could change a little bit regarding penalties, which we'll catch you up on that in a few moments' time when we read out the grid. And that is it. So Pedro Moura is the only driver not to set a lap time. I believe he may start from the back of the grid anyway. I think he may have had a penalty as well. But a few interesting names down the order as well. It's like Liam Duval down 21st there as well. Not what we expect from him. Finally down in 19th. So expect those two to be coming from the grid. Fournier in 15th. And a real mixed up grid there as well. But yeah, half a second covering the first 16 cars. Again, we always say, Tom, it's ridiculously close this series, but every time it just seems to amaze us.
Yeah, it does. 15-0 for Yannick, all the way, like I said, everyone down to 27th place. Michael Hafler-Darso has done a 15. 1 second separating 26 cars. That just shows, doesn't it, really? No matter what upgrade you got, no matter what you can do, it's going to be close. But, stunning job by Bok again. Like I said, championship leader, trying to do his credentials, but you've got Mr. Siebel, reigning champion, behind him. I think he's had a bit of a renaissance himself, hasn't he, really? Siebel struggled with the first couple of races, but he seems to have found his groove, as it were. Maybe the car's upgraded a little bit more. Maybe he's just finally understood the tyres, maybe, but he's definitely on the charge. Obviously, he's second in the championship at the moment behind Mr. Bok. And do have a team title to think about. Obviously, not a great day for ACR with Fido down in 19th place. Not where you'd expect him. And like I said, Duval as well down in 21st. Some real weird qualifying sessions there. But probably my I'll tell you what, Jerome Queequel, 9th place. Cracking job for Mad Cape. And Flo Guy, top 10, first top 10, I think, in a long, long time. So shout out to Flo there. Really, really good lad. Beating his teammate who got pole last round. So really good.
So we will carry this conversation on in a few moments' time. But in the meantime, in the next few moments, we are going to show you the highlights from Baku. We'll see you in a bit.
Hello, I'm Jake Stanson, and welcome to the GPVWC WTF1 Super League highlights from the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at Baku.
There's going to be a lot of drama, a lot of chaos as a result. And here comes lights. There's all 5 lights now on. Lights are out and the rolling's out, and they are away. And it's a great start as Fournier gets very sideways, but Dennis Jordan there holds the lead into turn 1. A really good start there from him. Short run into turn 1, of course. Here they go. So there's a contact there between the green stripes there in the background. There's a spin there already as the Magpie gets involved as well. And then Dennis gets involved as well there as well. There's absolute carnage. It's Milnek there actually in that car there as well. He's facing backwards at the wall there. We saw Dennis get involved as well. I think there's a couple of front wings gone as well. Guy has been affected. Milnek on Dennis Jordan to turn 1. She gets that really good run actually, and he's in a perfect position now. To get slipstream and use DRS on Dennis Jordan down this straight, 1.2 miles straight here, as he's in the slipstream already and closing in before even DRS is activated. Hamlet now makes the move down the inside before the start-finish line. So Red Bull Street Fighter lead here on lap 3 at Baku here. Ben Hamlet takes a lead from Jordan. He's going to try and lead this train of cars behind him to get up to this group of 5 cars. But you're absolutely right. It looks like because Fournier is now trying to make a...
Oh, Jordan's back ahead of Hamlet.
Probably under DRS.
No, so it's lagged. No, it's lagged. Yeah, so he's had a warp.
Oh,
Fournier
wow.
lucky not to hit him. Yeah, so Hamlet going down into turn 3. Luckily not. I think both Dennis and Fournier very lucky not to hit him there. So all of his hard work undone. It's going to go again, but to open as we cross the DRS line. Now, Dennis doesn't have this Pro to use, but here we go. Ben he's going to have a look down into the inside of turn 1. He does move to the inside. He's going to try and brake later than Dennis. Side by side through there, nice and clean, and through goes Ben again to the lead.
DNF says you carry us to flag the flag, and
big accident!
Oh yes, and it's
Hamlet's
Ben
round.
Wow, It's Ben Hammond. It's why he whacked the wall there as well. It's a big. It looks like to me. I'm just going to put this on replay. Did he oversteer into the wall? Did he touch the curb? He just broke away from him. The car Fournier's involved.
Oh, it's a big crash. You have Sixter and Burlack. Burlack has lost his front wing, I believe. Is that Burlack who's lost it?
Yeah, Burlack's lost it. Yeah.
So that's a huge accident. Yeah, so he's just going through the left clink. It's usually full throttle, no problem. But looks like Ben, like I said, has just tapped the curb and he's got a ton of oversteer.
As well, but he looks like he's got his mirrors full of a yellow epic racing car at this moment in time. Let's go through the left and through the right again one more time. As actually Cook they had to lift as the air coming from Devel's car means he had to lift off. But here comes Cook again, not a problem for him. It's DRS wide open now, and it's see you later, Liam, for another lap. As actually it is see you later because Liam actually pits there as well. So interesting stand. I just see Dan Brewer also make a pit stop as well in the second. And Matt Capes, he also put on a set of soft tyres as well. So Matt Cape, as I say in most broadcasts, they like to do this. They like to put on maybe a harder compound than the rest of the people around them at some point during the race. And very often than not, it does work out quite well. Obviously, they've done their calculations. They think this is the way to go. Both drivers have done the same thing, so it's going to see how this works out. So Liam DeVal's done a slightly different route.
Frydock overtakes Kilk into turn 1 up into P5. So Frydock again, PB 39.59. Fournier going to have the DRS going into turn 3. This is where he made the move stick last time. He's got the tyres and it's going to go around the outside. Is he going to make it stick? Quickle been braking very late today, but Quickle just about holds it. But he gives a bit of a love tap. Fournier's tyres obviously still cold, so he gets to bring up the temperature. Oh, he gets a bit of a twitch. I think he's braked on the line again like Quickle did earlier, funny enough, didn't he? So good 2 or 3 temperature. DRS. Tissue. Again. Oh, Fido gets more aggressive than he is, but stick around the outside. Fido was very late. I didn't think he was going to make it for a second, but he's done it. And Fournier gets a bit squiggly on the exit, but Fournier just can't quite get enough. And Fido, oh, there he goes again. Fournier obviously got a few laps older tyres than Fido, so he's going to have a. But here he goes. He's going through the kink now. A bit of a lift there to try and not lose the rear end, but here we go. Slipstream. He's already going to be a long time before he gets to DRS. DRS zone, bang, there you go, hello, welcome. As he can't actually, top speed, I think Alex struggling with top speed as well, look at that. Can't quite get it done. If he can just get the brakes done into turn 1, does he get it done? Doesn't need Liam, Liam being very generous, sir. A lot more generous than I thought, but he will now have DRS going down into.
He's back, everybody, he is back on the top step of the podium here at Baku here at round 4 of the championship. The champions arrived his first win of the season here for Alex Seipel. He's going to take the checkered flag here to close the gap to Yannick Bock at the championship. Alex Seipel here wins at Baku here. Hello and welcome back, and I hope you enjoyed the highlights of Baku. Of course, for those who didn't see it last time, quite beneficial to see what happened. So, 3.5 minutes to go. I'm actually just going to run you down, because obviously we didn't have the scrutiny this week. Unfortunately, Mike Pitting's been extremely busy in his personal life and a lot of things going on. So I'm actually going to run you down the tyre selections from a lot of the teams, well, all the teams actually, for this race. So, ACR, Edge Esports, Evolution Motorsports, Flag to Flag, Edenis, Storm Racing, Street Fighter, and Scuderia Brasilia, and also Green Stripes, they've all gone for ultra soft, super soft, and the soft tyres. Then we've got Epic, Hawkeye, Red Archer, they've all gone for ultra soft, super soft, and medium. And everybody else, including Madcape, Mazuric, and YTF1, they've all gone ultra soft, soft, medium. So they're playing the long game, maybe doing one less stint or one less stop potentially if it all works out. So 2.5 minutes to go here, Tom, before the race starts. Now, obviously, a man who's had plenty of experience here in Super League and also around this racetrack. What sort of kind of strategies do you expect to play out of this? Obviously, not a lot of chance, so a huge amount of chance for overtaking. Is it a case of pit in and try and undercut your opponent?
So I know yesterday in Super League Lights 54 laps rather than 66. It was very close between a 2 and a 3 stop. I myself was going to go for a 2, but it would have meant ultra soft. So it's going to be interesting to see what you do. You've got a couple of the Red Archer boys, who funnily enough, I did see Ryan Elliott and Pedro Mora from Hawkeye on the mediums in the test session. So I did think that's a bit weird. So I imagine they'll be going for a 2 stop. Ultra soft, medium, super soft, maybe. You can play around with strategy quite a lot here. It's quite close between a 2 and a 3 stop. But like I said, overtaking is going to be difficult here. There wasn't much going on in the dry yesterday. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think it's going to be a lot of disparity between the 2 and the 3. You will see some of the top teams go for 2. Some of the teams, like, for example, maybe ACR, maybe Evolution, are going for the 3s. Just to be a bit more aggressive. Undercut will work well here. It's about a 22, 23 second pit stop loss. So there's the gap speed. So we'll be able to tell from there if there's going to be a gap for them to come out in. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I can't really... it's one of those tracks, Barcelona. It's a very high tyre wear. So it's hard to know where you're going to go for the strategy. It's one of those ones you're a bit, 2 or 3, what am I going to do? There's a lot of ones you can play on the board as well. So 2 stop, you can do ultra soft. If you've got good tyre wear, ultra soft, super soft, maybe. I know Dennis was considering that at one point, but I don't think I'm doing it in the end. Yeah, it's hard to look out for, but it's one of those ones that's going to be evolving all race, really. I think it depends on the conditions. Obviously, we had rain yesterday out of nowhere. It wasn't meant to, and it just did. So the track conditions will play a big part, but we'll see. I think a lot of teams will go for a 3, especially the ones who've gone ultra soft, super soft, and then you'll see the Red Archers, the Hawkeyes go for your 2.
Interesting analysis there. We'll see what plays out, but I have to say weather may be a thing out of this. Also for the drivers, managing that front left tyre, that is the bogey tyre around this circuit. You got the corners like turn 3, turn 4, turn 9, and they all play havoc on that front left tyre. So managing the tyre, how good is your setup managing that front left tyre as well is going to be important for these guys when you're doing these long runs, particularly for a lot of these guys starting that ultra soft tyre, the tyres that they started qualifying on. So that is going to be interesting how that plays out when cars start pitting in. We heard from Alex Siebel actually in the interview after Baku race that in the start you don't really see what the cars are really doing until after the first stop, because a lot of cars are at dirty air. They're in a DRS train, so they're also very, very similarly paced. But after that, after they've done the first stop, that's when you get to really see what the cars are capable of, or each car and driver are capable of during the race. So expect people like Fight coming through the field with strategy, and obviously we said about Liam Duval as well, qualifying lower down there as well. So it's going to be intriguing. It's a long game this evening. 66 laps this race is going to be. What happens in the next couple of hours or so? I've just realised, of course, one thing we did actually miss out on is Keersmaker's engine blew up in qualifying as well, which I actually didn't see at all. Just been notified there, so that's good to know. So what will happen as a result of that after the race, I wonder? I'm not actually too sure, because we've never actually seen that before. Would that probably mean, Tom, an engine change for the next round?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a disparity, actually. I don't really know. So I can't remember what the rule is. I know, obviously, he'll have a 0% engine for after the race, but obviously it'd get reset for this race, because obviously he won't be able to compete. But I'm imagining his engine will get reset for the start of the race. So starting, I think it's a lot of cars on 36, 39% engines, actually. So we're going to keep a lookout for that today. But I imagine he'd keep his race for now, it's 36%, but then after the race, obviously the system will kick in and have a 0% engine. So I imagine obviously his engine will be lost, and he'd have to play it careful for the rest of the season for whoever he is taking over. I don't know if he's taking over Malinek or Ruau. Haven't checked actually.
Yeah,
but,
Milnek he's replacing for this.
Okay,
particular
so
race. Milnek
so
is sunny
Milnek-
Barcelona himself, the real life Barcelona. So
lucky man. But yeah, lucky man. But yeah, so his car would have a 0% engine on it. But obviously, if it's a low engine anyway, wouldn't really matter because he wouldn't be using it again. It's one of those grey areas, so I'll have to have a look at that. I'll have to ask some people. But yeah, it may affect his top speed in the race. We're not really sure. We'll have to have a look. But yeah, that's one of those ones I don't actually know the answer to, I'm afraid.
that's absolutely fine. I think you're pretty much bang on the money, though. I must be fair. It does seem pretty accurate. And speaking of engine wears, I noticed that the ACRs, the Evolutions, and the Red Archers, they're all using engines with about 35, 36, 37% engine left on them. With the course of Spain, with quite a few sort of acceleration zones, you could say, might be quite heavy on the wear as regarding, because acceleration does play a big part of that, of course. And now we should be going over to the race session, and we'll mention the grid has definitely spiced up a little bit, shall we say, regarding a few penalties. There's been a few drivers moved down a bit further back down the field, and a few people moved up as a result. So I'll let you know what the grid is in a few moments' time when we're on the warm-up lap. Ambient temperature 19 degrees, track temperature still at the steady 20. So plenty of grip out there, hopefully, unless we do get that few spots of rain. But a very, very rubbered-in track, of course. We're all 30 cars on the grid as well. What we Hoekstra there didn't do what time in the warm-up session. Ben Hamlet was actually quick as an 18.5, and Flo Guy was 18.6, so it actually might get to see, depending on what fuel they were running, how quick race pace they may actually have in that car. So we'll keep an eye out for those Red Bull Street Fighters as the race unfolds, as the system now going over to the race session. Everyone now going over to there now as the skies stay nice and blue, nice dry circuit there as well. As so interesting for the championship, obviously Yannick Buck starting from that pole, Siebel in second, Dennis Jordan down in 8th. They're the three main protagonists in this championship fight so far. Peter Burlak P3 there as well, so everyone who's been sort of involved at the front of the field there, sort of in the top 8 positions there as well there, Tom. So hopefully a nice, great evening's action racing between not only the people at the front, but in that midfield as well.
Yeah, Dennis has seemed to have a habit, doesn't he, of qualifying a bit. Obviously, last year he got back here, he was in pole, but he has these habits of sort of qualifying midfield and then seems to always make it work in the race. So someone like him, yeah, definitely going to be looking for him. But Liam Duval, he's got those medium tyres, obviously. He's on super softs, actually, starting on the supers. So he's starting on the medium, sorry. So it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up once we have the end of this first stint.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that because the tyre plugins do tend to load up properly at the end of the lap. So we'll read out the grid first, then see what people's tyres are on. So Yannick Buck there, pole position once again there for Evolution. Alongside him will be Alex Siebel there, looking to challenge him from there. Peter Burlak there in the Edgy sports car. Red Archer there of Fabio Sixter in P4, making 4 different teams in the top 4 places. Daniel Kiss and Right Kilt make it through 3. Michael Ayres doing a great effort there for Flag to Flag, and Dennis Jordan there in P8. Jerome Quico in the Mad Cape. Alongside him, Florian Gaia, really looking to perform there this time out. He's had, as I say, a few bad form for a while. Let's hope he picks up today. Ben Hamlet there. He's starting alongside Eros Musculi, P11 and P12. Alex Cooper there in P13. Dan Brewer starting alongside him in the second of the Mad Cape. Jeffrey Fournier, 15. Kieran Shanks says 16 and second of the Green Stripes. They're doing really, really well this weekend. Matthias Moose there. Alongside him, we got the reserve of Leroy Kearsmakers in the Scuderia Brasilia car. David Fried at P19, really looking to make up a few positions again. Again, another poor qualifying from him. Let's see how far he makes up this field. Alongside him, second Flag to Flags of Sergi Heras, back in that car this weekend. Pellegrini, the first of the Storm Racing cars. Alongside him is Stefan Roalt. Vinicius Ranieri starting behind his teammate, 23rd, with Dino Paolini in P24. There we have the 2 YTF1s, Halifadeson and Tobias Olsen making it YTF1 row 13. Sapala and Deval starting P28, so he did have a penalty. Actually, in the Hawkeye, with his teammate Pedro Morris started behind him, so Hawkeye, lots of work to do. And then rounding up the grid, Wubka Hoekstra. Just checking it, keep an eye on the tyres. It looks like they're loaded into game now. It looks like to me the first of the runners who's not using the Ultra Softs is Sapala in P27. Everyone else in front of him is using Ultra Softs. They got Liam DeVals and Super Softs. We got Mora who's on mediums. He's going to go a very long way in this first step to keep it clean. And then we got Wubka Hoekstra there on the soft tyres. So those four at the back of the field looking to make up places. As the grid now lines up. Now, everyone's just waiting for those lights to go out top here. Let's hope it's all nice and clean in these first open links. There's been a few chaotic moments, haven't we, in the previous races, haven't we?
We have. It's one of those tracks that can cause mayhem. Very tight 1, 2 and 3. Quite clean yesterday from what I saw. But as with lights go on, I'll let you take the race start.
Here we are, so 4 and 5 lights out. And the race is underway, and it's a great start. Yeah, very even start at the front of the field. Siebel pulling alongside. We've got Burlak there in the tow, trying to capitalise on this, making it 3 wide into turn 1 here. And there's contact between the two Edge Esports cars, and Kisses at the back of Burlak there into the gravel trap. He's sticking Sandcastles and that gravel trap. Got a Red Bull Street Fighter car as well. Rejoining the circuit in a very dodgy way there. And it looks like we've had Quickle and Kisses actually spun to the back of the field.
Oh, big accident, turn 3. Big accident, turn 3.
We have. We got a Hawkeye at back. Both Hawkeyes been involved. One front wing gone. Quickle, Olsen, Ruart there as well. Tell you, one team has capitalised on this. Look at the green stripes. P6 and P7 right behind Dennis Jordan as well. Capitalised as well, but mayhem at the start. We've got Red Bull off as well again. Who's that off? Is that Gaia? I think that's Gaia, isn't it?
Hamlet, no, it's Hamlet.
Hamlet down at 22nd place as well, just running wide into turn 6. But Tom Parker there, that is been a chaotic start and not one a lot of drivers would have needed.
Yeah, it seems Daniel Kirsche just completely misjudged his braking, and Burlak, unfortunately for him, the two teammates collided. Kirsche also came off worse, 28th place. Deval is already out of the race, so that's his result, his day over already. But like we said, a lot of drivers capitalised. Sixter up to 3rd, Ayres up to 4th for flag to flag. Didn't think you were saying that today, did you? Dennis Jordan 5th, Cooper, Shanks with GSR 6th and 7th. Absolutely stunning. And Keersmaker up to 8th. That's an amazing start from him. I think you've done about 16th. So really good start for those guys. So it's been a bit of a chaotic opening, like you said. And like I said, turns 1 and 2, 3 very tight. And unfortunately, it seems to have a bit of a effect for quite a few guys today.
It has. It's really spiced us up now. Expect people like the Edge Esports cars to move up through this field because they're both back there. Both got a lot of work to do as it stands us up. Just here, there's been a bit of contact somewhere. Where has that happened? Doesn't look obvious to me, but I think everyone has got away with it. As Ruart's in the pit lane. Olsen's also at the race, so again, the YTF1 just cannot get a break at all. Olsen DNF on the first lap yet again. So again, a real baptisms of fire for the YTF1 team as everyone seems to be calmed down now and getting through these opening laps. Now Right Kilt just making a move over Hallidason there, so YTF1 actually running in the points after that first lap. Let's see if they can hold there at least for the end of the first stint. He got Dan Brewer behind him, but yeah, Hallidason there, who's newcomer to the series, I believe, this season. They're now running in the points, so good stuff there.
Quickle round going just towards the chicane. He was battling with, I just missed who that was, but he was side by side, and bit of a tap, and Quickle round down into 27th place. So Mad Cable was a great qualifier. I think he might have been caught out in that turn 1 melee. It's going from bad to worse for him.
And of course, he was up for a load of points, wasn't they, in the last race at Baku, but brake failure for both cars resulted them getting no points whatsoever after having been such a promising evening for them. Back at the front now, Yannick Bock got that pole position. He sealed the deal there. He's still at the front there by about a second from Alex Siebel. Reigning champion, what can he do from there? It's a long, long way to go, of course. Fabio Sixter in P3, Ayres in P4, probably stunned, if anything else. He's up there at the front after all that chaos, but was in the right position to capitalise, so great job from him. Dennis Jordan with 2 green stripes, keeping up with the Evolution Motorsports car, and then we of course got Keersmakers there, P8 as well. So as I said in the build-up, this first stint, you'll see a lot of cars being able to keep up with one another because of the DRS train, of course, as well. So until then, Tom, I guess it's going to be pretty much even Stevens unless one car can really make their way up through the field.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, actually, regarding DRS, I was going to say it's absolutely key for Dennis Jordan. He was just over a second behind Ayres, and he obviously had Shanks right behind him, but he's just snuck into DRS range of Ayres, so he's got that buffer, but he is just about a second behind, so Dennis very, very, very lucky to get the DRS there. It must have been a couple of hundredths in it. But like you said, DRS train, it's not easy to overtake. Oh, sorry, yeah, you go on.
I was going to say a bit further back, we saw Fournier make the move on Matthias Moose, and now he's got Bright Kilk all over the back of him as well, so both of the Epics trying to make their way through the field. But yeah, DRS playing a huge part, I think, in overtaking here today. We will see that develop as the race goes on. But I say we've got back there, Daniel Kiss, 25th place, right down there. And of course, he's on the Ultras as well. So do you expect people like him to come in? Obviously, we're expecting cars maybe coming like 14, that type of thing. Do you think you're going to see him make an early stop here just to get that clear area and make time that way?
Yeah, so if I was that far back, I would just go for the free stop. I mean, okay, 2 stops, less stops, but you can be so much more aggressive on the tyres if you're going on a free stop. Go on the ultra softs, you just go for it, super soft. Oh, Ben Hamlin has a bit of a wiggle up there in 18th place, battling Fidok, but he gets away with it. Yeah, I would just go on to the free stop. Absolutely, the undercut works wonders here. If you can get some free air, and obviously dirty air around here is quite prevalent in dry or wet. I think a lot of people felt it yesterday, and it will really affect you here today. So, going to try and get out of day, do an unstop as Mascudi is going up to Kiersmakers up to 8th place. Round the outside, Mascudi with the aid of DRS. Round the outside, cracking little move there from Mascudi up into 8th place.
Showing his class once again there, Mascudi, hoping to get a cracking result. It's
oh, Shanks has passed Jordan in turn 3.
He has, and he's looking down in turn 1 as well. He's made that move stick, so he's outmaneuvered the German and outmaneuvered the Evolution car there to get up to that P5 position now. So stunning job there for the emergency driver in green stripes. Obviously not a permanent do that. That's just potentially just a one-off drive for Shanks, but really helping out the green stripes racing cause here today. Alex Cooper now looking to do the same thing on Dennis Jordan now, as obviously having DRS down the straight once again. But really promising here for GSR, isn't it here, Tom?
Yeah, and you know what? These guys deserve a break. It's their is it their second year back in the Super League, or is it the first year back? I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But great team. Christoph's a great guy, but they've had their struggles this year, especially Alex. He's really struggling. I know how quick he is on his day, but it's looking really, really good for them. And they're quite aggressive, so I'm expecting them to go on the free stop side of things. So we'll see if the strategy works for them. But I'm really, really glad to see my old team, funnily enough, back in the day. I used to drive for them, so it's really good to see them back up there. But Alex, in the DRS, I don't think he's quite got it. But Michael Ayres has been overtaken by Shanks. Shanks up to 4th place. He's having an absolutely stunning race.
He's got plenty of mumbo in that engine, hasn't he? He's really moving up through this field really, really well with the DRS going. So Shanks, the man on the mission at the moment. Fastest lap of the race so far. Peter Burlack, of course, early days. An 18.8 from him. So he's got speed on that Edgy Sports car, but he's just not in a position to really capitalise on that at the moment. But he'll be looking to make his way through the field. But yeah, Shanks and Cooper, looks like they've got plenty of mumbo in that engine, today. They've got looks like a lower downforce setup potentially down these straights, but Shanks pulling away from Ayres as well. So Shanks might be on the mission here to get up to these top 3 at the front.
Yeah, they've pulled a gap, haven't they? 2.5 second gap. So Kieran, if he can keep it going, obviously he's not got the effect of dirty air on him, while 6-3 will do. So obviously, I think, like I said earlier, he's pushing quite hard, I think. So he will be on a free stop. In my opinion, he may not. He may come out and surprise me, but he is absolutely gunning it. He's going quicker and quicker as well. So I think he's gained about 6 tenths and 6 of this lap alone. We'll just cross the line in just a second. As Bock does what's he going to do? 19.6, 19.5, 19.4, and he's 19.0 for Kieran. He's fastest man on track at the moment, so he's absolutely flying.
Yeah, stunning stuff, and a man who's out there to maybe get a couple of tags off his back, shall we say, gained since he's been here, putting it politely, we could say there, but, he's definitely proven those doubters wrong in this performance. So, lap 6, we've just finished, so we're only 11% of the race done here so far. Still a long way to go, but really mixed up field, isn't it, at the moment? Top 4, all different cars, of course. And we've got Jordan, we've got a flag to flag. We've got another green stripes. We've got an Edenis there. We've got the Epic Racing team there, Brasilia. We've got the Red Bull, another Red Bull car there as well. We've got the Red Archer all in a line together. Mad Cape as well in this belt, and an Edge Esports car. So really, really muddled up grid here, and a load of different teams in this midfield scrap from between 5th and 15th. There's a move there. Look at that. Right lunge down the inside from Jeffrey Fournier. He's a man on a mission, because he started a bit further back. Contact there, though, between him and Masculi. There is pushed off the circuit there. Fournier right in front of his teammate, and he just avoids him. Does not avoid Dan Brewer, and he spins across the track right in front of the YTF1 car. That is going to be two damaged cars there, at least there, Tom. And really unfortunately, some hard battling there between Fournier and Masculi. But unfortunately for Fournier, it's just all... Well, there's a bit of revenge, isn't there? That's where he saw, and Halberdason giving his mark back on Fournier. There's Fournier pits instead of Halberdason there. That was a bit messy at the best, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. Airplane very tight, and obviously there's that nasty looking yellow curb on the right there, and obviously they just locked wheels. It's unfortunate. Keysmakers tried to go for it. Very opportunistic, but he had every right to, and unfortunately it just cost a bit of contact. I spun enough span there yesterday where Fournier spun. I had to wait for about 20 seconds whilst everyone went past. It's just one of those unfortunate things. Jeff did a good job in trying to avoid. Obviously, coming across the track wasn't his fault. He had no control of the car at that point, but just a really, really unfortunate. He was looking good as well in the top 10, but unfortunately that is all out the window now.
It's going to be a long evening for Fournier. Down 26, he's stuck on some super softs. Expect Fournier to put in some quick laps, that's all I'm saying. Because sometimes with Fournier, I find, I think something like this happens, and then I don't know whether his emotion is, he seems to get out in a really, really good way, i.e., you'll see some quick laps come out of him. That's what I seem to notice in the past. Halberdason, of course, a man who was completely innocent in the first part of that incident. Let's say he just got tangled up with the spinning Fournier at the turn at the right-hand hairpin there as well. So really, really unfortunate stuff from them.
Yeah, it's unlucky, isn't it? I mean, obviously, hopefully they haven't got too much damage. I can see Jeff Fournier. He's pushing. He just went full throttle through turn 9, and you're not going to be doing that if you're slow. So, hopefully the damage isn't too bad on the cars, which is suspension damage.
And Hamlet's had a spin. Sorry to cut you off, but Brewer and Hamlet come together in turn 2 there as well. It might be worth we can get a replay of that, but they was stuck together, shall we say, and then the Mad Cape turned around the Street Fighter car. As a result, no damage to Hamlet's car, but just lost a couple of positions there to Fidek and Pellegrini there as well. So P17 now for Hamlet. What's your take on that, Tom?
Unfortunately, I missed that incident, but Fidek's actually getting quite a lot from these couple of incidents happened. He was down in 19th place, so I think he's really struggling today, isn't he? But recognizing the points, it's good for ACR. We've seen the fight for with Evolution for the team's title. Like I said, I missed the incident, but it's one of those things. It's just thankfully Ben hasn't got any damage, but he'll be one of those people who just absolutely fly up the field, given some free air and some space. So we'll see what he can do from 17th with his teammate looking nice in 12th place.
He is, so again, Gaia there as he runs wide actually there, and Burlack's there, and Gaia actually pits. Now he crosses that red line as Sixter there, going to move there for P2, but cutting back in. But Shanks is closing up on these guys as well, so this could be a full car scrap there for the lead if Shanks keeps this up.
Yeah, he's looking quick, isn't he? He's consistently the quickest guy on track. He's taken a couple of attempts in there. Like I said, it's a dirty air effect. Sixter and Siebel will be struggling in that dirty air. Yannick can just sort of dictate the pace, can't he, really? He's out in front, he can do what he wants. I think they're probably going to go, based on this, I would say Yannick's probably going to go on the 2-stop. I predict, I don't know what, obviously I haven't got any predictions, but I haven't any knowledge of exactly what they're doing. But I'm expecting Yannick to go on to a 2-stop. Alex probably a 2-stop. It'd be interesting to see what Sixter does, because obviously, remember, he's got the medium tyre at his disposal, so I'm expecting him to probably pop that on if he's chosen it. But I'm expecting ultra soft runners, if they're free stopping, probably coming in about lap 13, 14, so a couple of laps left yet. But we'll see in the next couple of laps, if people do start to pit, we'll get a lot clearer picture.
Now, Red Bull Street Fighter, both their cars just pitted. Gaia and Hamlet on the soft, so they lasted 9 laps. Now, of course, Hamlet would have had damaged tyres because of the spin. Gaia, though, I don't think had any sort of damage or spins at all, and he pitted as well. So, could be the case that, I could be wrong on this, but they have clear air, or maybe they have higher tyre wear than average than some of the other teams as well. But as I say, we got Alex Cooper in the pits there as well. First of the green strip as well. So it's interesting how those sort of two teams there of all those drivers are coming in quite early, lap 9 and 10. We've seen Kiss there in 16th, overtaking around the outside of Sergio Ras there as well. So the AG Sports now in the points.
It's good, yeah. Obviously, we returned to the points. Obviously, had a really squiffy turn one, didn't he, Daniel? But he's back into the points. Yeah, I'm expecting now. I expect Alex to stay on the softs now. We'll race, but it'll be a free stop. So Alex, Gaia, Hamlet, expecting all three of those to be on a soft free stop, which is surprising, but it's fair play if that's what I know. Alex has always struggled with high tyre wear, so I'm not really surprised to see him from that. But Flo, someone who always thought had quite decent tyre wear, so I'm surprised from them. But we'll see where it gets them. They should be pretty quick now. Talking to Dennis the other day, and he said soft's actually quite a viable option because it's one of those ones. Super soft's wearing quite a lot. Obviously, tyre degradation quite high. You slide and you've just got completely temperatures through the roof. But the soft's a bit easier on that, and he did say actually it's probably a better race time than super soft. So we'll see what goes on really in the next couple of laps. Like I said, 3 or 4 laps till we see the rest of them pit. So a bit of a clearer picture then. But good stuff from Alex. Had to keep an eye on his pace now. See where he can come out in the next couple of laps.
Pellegrini enters the pits for Storm Racing. Enters from 14th place on the grid. Nice clean entry to his box there as well. As you can see, if Storm could actually get some points today, that would be a nice little boost to their morale. If anything else, no points, of course, after the first 4 events. So hopefully for them guys, they're they're in the mix today. That's for sure. They're going to come out actually as Ranieri also pits as well. And the other Storm Racing cars, they double stacked their drivers. They're both going to come out on super soft tyres. Pellegrini comes out ahead of Ben Hamlet there as well. So let's see how they get on. That looks like to me, Ben, that's going to be a free stop for sure for Storm Racing.
Yeah, absolutely. That looks like it's going to be free stop, 100%. Maybe have to go on to have they got softs or mediums? Sorry, partner head, but they'll be going on to the harder compound, I'd imagine. It'd be impressive if they can make the supers last, but I can't quite see it. The Queekle's actually funny enough on the mediums, so I'm expecting him to be 2-stopping. So see how far he can get onto those in 24th place. Long way back, but who knows what can happen in the next 55, 54 laps. Plenty of time to go yet.
Well, we know how much Madcape love those medium tyres. Every race I commentate on, they seem to use it, and sometimes it works an absolute treat. So it's, a track like this with that high tyre wear, particularly that front left tyre, absolutely right to use it and take that risk if you've got not much to lose. So they're on there. Expect them to go quite a bit further on those set of tyres. Ranieri and Fournier actually battling there for 25th as well, both on super softs at this moment in time. I've noticed that Kieran Shanks is not really... Well, he's close to a little bit to these front 3. The gap between him and Sixter just about a second 1.1 seconds between him and Sixter, and dragging along Dennis Jordan, Michael Ayres, and Mascouli there as well. He's up to P7 now, Moose in P8, Kearsmaker's P9, and Kilkins at 10th as well. So if you could Constantino up a little bit, obviously now expecting the next few laps or so pit stops that he had. What is someone like Shanks going to do? Do you think it depends on the traffic, doesn't it, really? But someone like him, is he going to really sort of like stop now, maybe stop next lap, and then see what space he comes out in?
Well, apart from drifting through turn 10 quite nicely, I don't think he's going to come in. I just saw his pit light come on a couple of corners ago, so I'm expecting him to dive in. Yep, there we go. In he comes. I saw his pit light come on after turn 5, so I thought, here he goes, he's going to come in. You can see it's really starting to slide around, wasn't he? So we will see what happens as he comes into the pits. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out in relation to Alex Cooper, actually, because obviously Alex came in and we've got, nice lot of cars in. We've got Shanks, Moose, Kearsmakers, Kilk in as well. So a lot of drivers coming in now. What tyres are they going on? Kearsmakers onto the softs. Where are you? So many cars, I can't keep up with everyone.
The Shanks is on the softs, of course. Now,
Shanks on the
now this is a great opportunity, actually, for teams who've worked on their pit stops to really show it. Because, as you know, Tom, obviously, not only does the cars develop, but things like the pit crew develop as well. And in a situation like this, when you've got a lot of cars in at once, it's a great opportunity to maybe gain not just 1 position, but 2 positions as well in the pits.
Yeah, so it's about a tyre stop, it's about 4 or 5 seconds. If you've got the pit stop upgrade, obviously it goes down to about 3. So you can gain a second or 2, which obviously is vital. Shanks came out into 12th place, just ahead of Alex, but Alex is doing personal best every lap, and obviously these tyres do take a lap or 2 to warm up. So Alex will have the opportunity to close up, but It's going to be interesting now where the strategy comes out. Moose onto the mediums for Red Archer. Kissmakers onto the softs for Basilia. Kilk onto the mediums for Epic. So Burlak, especially, I suppose Burlak came in. He's someone who can make his tyres last. Obviously, I think the damage probably has affected him quite badly, but he's onto the super soft. So Burlak will be one to watch in terms of his strategy, but everyone else, I'm imagining, 3 stops, but doing the softs and maybe onto a soft compound at the end.
Musculi comes in, the runner-up here from 2016. Here he comes into the pits for Pescara. And in his car, see what he is going to bolt on to that now. It's going to be some super soft tyres. So he's going aggressive. There's just a yellow flag somewhere on the circuit in sector 3. Now, where would that be there? I didn't catch that, unfortunately. One thing I am catching is Sapala making the move down on the inside of Wupka Huckstra there. So Edis passes Mazurik into turn 1 there. As we see there, Musculi comes out behind Alex Cooper, but in front of Moose. Now he's on those super softs, so you imagine Musculi's going to pull away a little bit, but Moose has probably got the long game strategy in his mind as well. It's Kilk, I believe, has passed Burlak as well, I believe. Medium.
Oh, Kissmaker's out. Kissmaker's off.
Where did we see, or where did I miss that?
Kilk. So turn 1, they've bashed into each other side by side. And unfortunately, Kissmaker has just come off worse after that, and he's fortunately out of the race.
He has. I'm just going to catch it on my screen now. So I saw there was movement down there. Now, I wasn't too sure what happened. So yeah, I thought it was a car miss. And there we go. Side-by-side contact into turn 2 as Kilk looked to make the move.
Seabull going to move on Bok. Bok goes defensive. But no, Seabull just hangs back. I'm surprised at that. I'm surprised Seabull didn't go for the move. Sorry to correct you off there, David, but
that's fine.
Seabull had a massive overspeed on. It decided not to go for the move. It's actually given him a bit of a threat behind to Sixter now. So I'm surprised at that, but each their own. I've tried to make the tyres last. I'm expecting them to be running onto a 2-stop at this rate. 15 laps in and still not pitted, so you just see what tyres they go on to next. Air's still doing a cracking job in 5th. Firelog through all these pit stops has actually made his way up to 6th place. So on the move, he's quite a bit away from the lead of the race, but he's doing a good job keeping his tyres going. So it could be key for him in the race.
He can, of course. The great thing about that, yes, he's on worn tyres, but it's clear air ahead of him. No one's distracting him. He can just run his own lines. He can run his own braking points. There's no one distracting him, so he can basically go. Obviously, he'll have the engineer in his ear to tell him potentially how far back these guys are. Of course, we've got Harris as well in P7 as well in the second to flag, so he's going a long way on this first stint as well. Sapala in P8, Hoekstra P9, Kieran Shanks there, P10 at the moment. He's basically the first of the stoppers at this moment in time. Top 3 as we got Sixter making a move into the pit lane here now.
This could be incredibly key. If he gets a good undercut, good lap on these next tyres, he could come out in the lead once the pit stops have all gone through.
He could do. Now, where's Kieran Shanks to come out of this as well? So Shanks, we know, is on the soft tyre. Michael Ayres also comes in as well for the flag-to-flag team now. Look how quick this stop is. It looks like Sixter's having a decent stop there, about 5 seconds or so. Here comes
set the fastest lap of the race.
Here is here.
He's going to beat him out.
He's going to beat him out, isn't he?
It's going to be close. He's gone onto the medium tyres. So Sixter's definitely on the 2-stop, but Kieran Shanks provisionally takes 3rd place on the road. Cracking job. Like I said, yeah, Kieran, he just set, well, fun enough, I did say he set fastest lap. Someone else is just beating it. Burlak's just beating it, but he is on the supers. But yeah, looking really good for Kieran.
It is, and where is Kieran could come out regarding when the other 2 pits as well, because where Kieran is roughly where Seabull and Bok was on the road, if you regard the gap that's current as well at the moment. So depends if this how much is going to be held up by the Mazurik car ahead of Hoekstra. But it's going to be really, really interesting to see when these 2 ahead of pit. I imagine they're going to react very, very quickly now, knowing that Sixter's pitted behind. And Box stays out, and so does Seabull.
Yeah, so obviously Evolution have got the issue. It's great having him in 1st and 3rd, but you can't pit him at the same time because they're going to double stack. So who's going to have to take the bullet? I think it's probably going to end up being Dennis, isn't it? 3rd place. Seabull, having another look. Is he going to have a look? No, he's just going to hold off again. Another look, but decides to hold back again. But yeah, Dennis is going to maybe have a short straw here if he's been... Oh, it's Fidog's in. Fidog has come in, so now we're probably going to see the ACR and Evolution boys in very, very shortly.
Yeah, and obviously good practice for the pit crews as well to get these tyres changed. I always find that as well. It's good for the pit crews there. As there's a tactic again, we saw this as well in Baku, that Fidog lines the car up for the exit of the pit, so he doesn't go in sort of dead straight. He always angles the car for as good as exit as possible out of the pits. He's going to come out ahead of Ben Hamlet here. And look at Kiss as well, trying to make the move into turn 1. Makes that move very nicely indeed. That's a great dive there as well, but clean at the same time. Pellegrini now looking forward to getting into the action here with the Storm Racing car. There's these 4 there, but I can now find it's probably going to pull away from this little train. As again, we're going to keep an eye on Bok and Siebel at the front of the field. See if we're going to come around this time.
I think Bok's coming in. He hasn't had his pit light on, but he's had it on the slap. He comes. Siebel staying out. This could be key.
Completely opposite of what we thought, but let's see. This is going to be very, very interesting now. Now, we've got Shanks has passed Hoekstra. So that's interesting because he's no longer being held up. But Bok now coming into his pit box now very, very clearly. And he goes in there dead straight. There we go. Car goes up. Softs goes onto the car. Very quick stop there from Evolution. Getting much better than last year. Remember last year they tend to have a lot of slow pit stops. Shanks has got DRS.
He won't. He's going to be... Bok has played that absolutely perfectly. That was a cracking job.
Really, fast pit stop has really helped them out there in this case. And Sapala as well, doing Bok quite a couple of favours there in the meantime as well. Shanks makes the move down the inside. A very, very tough manoeuvre there, but it's clean at the same time. And Shanks makes the move there to get past Sapala on the road. They're interested to see what is Siebel going to do, what is Jordan going to do now regarding pit stops.
Would expect them both to come in now, but Bok onto the softs. I think he can probably make them up to the end. If he made Ultra's last 18 laps, I'm expecting him to go onto a 2-stop now. So Kieran, probably on the 3, he's got his work cut out, but still looking good. We see Alex and Dennis both come in. Now, where's Bok going to come out to in relation, and where is, funnily enough, is Kieran going to come out in relation to him?
I think he's going to come out ahead of Dennis, but where's he going to come out regarding with Siebel? And obviously, they're both in the pits. Now slowing down nicely for their pit box. There we go. So Siebel stops there. He's going on softs. And Jordan very quickly to the pit stops there, but super softs for Dennis Jordan. Now this is interesting. This looks like it's going to be the 3-stop job, doesn't it?
It does. I'll tell you what else looks good. Siebel's got Kieran should just about. He's not quite got enough, but Dennis, yes, that is going to be absolutely key. He's come on a bit of traffic, which is a bit unfortunate, but. I mean, he's got the tyre advantage on Sapala. He's not pitted yet, but Sixter's only got mediums. I say only got mediums, but he's got the mediums on. So Dennis should, in theory, get the job done pretty quickly. But yes, Bok, Siebel, and Shanks top 3. Shanks starting 16th on the grid, remember. So good stuff so far.
Really assertive as well with his moves up through the field, as well as aggressive, but also controlled. Not been making any mistakes so far. And of course, I'm not sure how he's feeling it, but if that was me, I'd be under a huge amount of pressure on my shoulders because I'd be getting nosebleeds in that far up the field. Shanks is probably a lot more used to running at the front than I am, that is for sure. But still hugely impressive as well. Sixter, of course, not out of this fight at all, long term, because he's on those mediums. He can go a long, long way with that Red Archer car regarding definitely the other 3 in front. Also, what's interesting, we suspect a split strategy here from the Evolution guys. So Jordan there selecting those super soft tyres. Where's that going to take it to? What, that 30, 36, 37, that sort of mark? That could actually still be 2-stop if he chooses the tyre. Because obviously went, 19 laps on Ultras, didn't they?
Yeah, so I'm expecting him to go supers. If he can keep these supers in a really good shape, he may even go.
Look at this scrap behind. Hoekstra, Cooper, look at this, Musculi. They're all in 5 together, welded together to go into turn 4.
Ooh, Burlak, I thought he was going to hit someone, but good job avoiding that, Mr. Burlak.
Oh, they've run wide. Burlak on grass on the exit there as they're all bunching up together. As they're trying to make a move on Cooper there, but look at this lot. 8, 9 cars all in a line together. This is stunning stuff.
Wopke is annoying a lot of people. He hasn't pitted yet, and he must be annoying a hell of a lot of people. Cooper's probably going to be fuming in that helmet. He's had a really good race and he's been held up completely. No fault of his own. There's actually a couple of places, funnily enough, on the pit stops. But there he goes. He's going to be inside. That'd be a brave move if he gets that done. Can't quite sticking his nose in there, but difficult place to overtake. I haven't tried that through the years, but keeping it there. Alex is on slightly older tyres. And there, it's fair play to him. He's got the move done.
He's got it round the outside. Look at that. Brilliant move there from Michael Ayres. He's really been on form today, hasn't he? He's had the great start. and he's carrying it through now. Still in P9, of course, the cars ahead of him yet to stop. But yeah, great job from him. Next up, Alex Cooper also now has to keep his eye on the mirrors now because Peter Burlak is charging his way through the field after that dreadful incident at the first lap. He's now gone past the GSR car as well, up into the top 10 once again for Edge Esports there. Moose is now going to be sniffing his way past that car if Alex Cooper is not careful.
Oh, Wopke, you do make me laugh. He's still holding people up. He's still going down. Thought he was going to pit, but no, he's in 8th place. He's holding Ayres up. Ayres has a look, pokes his nose, and yeah, look at that. Wopke just hasn't got the car to turn in anymore. Good move from Ayres if he can get this done. It's a bit of a tight corner, but he's going to concede the place. But go on, Wopke, you're doing it for all of us. Keep going.
Yeah, he's like carrying a sea anchor in that car at the moment. It's just handling like an absolute boat at the best of times with those worn tyres, but he's probably having a good laugh doing it with respect, you know. So, you know, he's doesn't have so many scraps in this high up through in the field, so he might as well enjoy it while he's there. Burnett now making a move and almost a bit of contact there as well, but again, contact there between the Hawkeye and the Epic Heart of Right Kilt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Kilk, I mean, more it was no one's fault really. Oh, it's Mr. Who's that? Kish has gone sideways again through there. We'll kick it off in his little train. As Wopke finally comes in, we salute you, sir. But, yeah, Kilk said Mora had to avoid the incident. Kilk just had nowhere to go and tapped and gave Gaia the opportunity to actually get past. So sneaky from Mr. Gaia up to 12th. But this battle rages on now with the Wopkillers train.
Yeah, it's say you must have a good giggle doing that, but great entertainment nonetheless. Burnett now up to 8th. He's actually made his way through the whole line of cars. Now up to P8 and now pulling away here from Alex Cooper as well. So the recovery drive is on.
Good move from Gaia up the inside of Moore into turn 3. Got the switchback done and good stuff there from Mr. Gaia. Street Fire up into 11th place and obviously moves ahead of him on the mediums. Maybe another place up into the top 10. But obviously remember he stopped early. So I expect him in before lap 30. Still got 7 laps left before we get there. 23 out of 66 done so far. But yeah, I'm expecting him to come in a bit earlier than the other guys around him.
Now with Mora as well, he'll be making his own train up because he started, of course, on those medium tyres on the grid. Started from P29, he's made his way up to 12. But he's gone a long way on his tyres, 23 laps on his medium. So it looks like, I reckon, he'll be pitting in the next sort of few laps or so. But he's going to be making a Wopke train himself, I reckn, at this rate.
Oh, the lead! Siebel takes the lead. DRS train simply round the outside, bish bash bosh. Off he goes.
No real trouble there for the champion against the protagonist champion, you could say. Siebel once again finally making his move on lap 20, the end of lap 23 there. Start of lap 24. But he takes the lead now. Now, this is the sort of time where we saw last time out in Baku, Tom. He gets the lead after that first stop. The race seems to settle down, and last time out he just bolted into the distance and just controlled the race from there on in. Can we expect something similar here today? Obviously, we hope it's nice and close, but Siebel's got the form, hasn't he? You know, and he's got the ability to just clear off.
He has, he does, and he's already half second up on his best time from the race, just going through these first 2 sectors. He's trying to pull away, so he's going to try and get Yannick out of that DRS range. I think Yannick's obviously still in, just about off, but yeah, I think Alex is looking pretty handy today. Like I said, I think he's found something in these last couple of races in the setup or something, or in the car itself, where he's really comfortable. And it's scary. It's a scary thing when Alex Siebel gets comfortable, because we saw last year he dominated at some events, didn't he? And I get the feeling he may be starting to do the same again.
Now, Whoopi Hoekstra, we said he pitted. We said it's about time he pitted. You probably wish he didn't, because 2 things: he's put on some ultra softs. And he's also got a drive-through penalty as well. So P24, he's now ruined his race, unfortunately, by speeding in the pit lane. Ultra softs and a drive-through penalty as well. So we won't be seeing too much of Wopke at the front of the field from now on in. Ranieri pits for Storm Racing as well. He's going to be bolting on some super soft tyres on that particular car as well. But Siebel there getting the gap now. 0.8 of a second. Going to be difficult now for Bock to close in on that, because that 30 air, and also Siebel may have just turned up the engine mode. Of course, with the Valiant engines, which is what both ACR and Valiant run, they've really focused this year on fuel efficiency. Now that means they can carry basically a lighter car all the way through this race. And I say it doesn't make for the best quali car, even though I did get the pole and knock out the front row. But in the race, they should be a lot better. Talos, incidentally, no, I believe it was Talos. Yeah, they actually let me just double check on that. They've got the most powerful engine, I believe, in that car. I could be wrong. It's either Talos or Quasar. I always get those two muddled up. Let's just check those facts and figures now if I can find that. But they definitely went for one of them. Definitely went for power upgrade. It was Quasar that went up for. They basically got the most powerful engine on the grid. But doesn't necessarily mean they'll be up there. But we did notice there, Tom. They actually took what was it, P4 and P5 in qualifying, didn't they? So. NG Sports, we expect to be near the front anyway, but not always this season have been up there. But I think those power upgrades, they help them down the straights in particular today. Passing like Burluck's had to do in the last, the first part of this race.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a bit of an unfortunate incident, wasn't it? Start cost them. I think Burluck could be up. But yeah, they've got a powerful engine and the fuel saver. What that will help with lower fuel load means less weight of the car, which means lighter car, which means better tyre wear. So maybe that's why they've been able to get these tyres to go so long, as Seabull's sort of running off in the distance a little bit. Kieran Starr, he's keeping them with him. Sixter's looking for. I tell you what, Sixter, because he's got those medium tyres on, they're doing a damn good job. Dennis, I don't know. Dennis is being a bit weird. I don't really know what's going on with him. He's started off really, really slowly. He's now about to set fastest lap of the race, but 18.5. But he started off very slowly, and Mascudi was really starting to catch him up quite nicely, but now Mascudi's falling away a bit, and Dennis has started to put the power down. But it's a bit of a weird strategy Dennis is playing here. I don't really understand what he's doing. He must be thinking of the long game, but each their own, each their own. Obviously, like I said, he'd be on the two-stop by now, I'd have thought, if he's got those tyres so far in the first stint. But it'll be interesting to see what he does later on in the race.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting indeed. As we're seeing Pedro Mora, who's after 26 laps, has finally had enough of those medium tyres, and he's going to stick on a set of super softs on that car as well. Just see again a yellow flag somewhere. I see Ranieri's gone off the circuit and has lost his front wing, so I reckon he's had an incident. Out of turn 9 and whacked the wall. There, so that is a trip to the pit lane, and another Storm Racing front wing disappeared off of that car. As we'll see, remember Stefan Riot has also retired from the race in Scuderia Brasilia cars. So both Brasilia cars gone, and both YTF1 cars gone as well. So not been a good event for those guys at all. But for Fabio 60, it's funny you should mention that, because he's never really ran close to Shanks at any point. So he's probably less affected in dirty air than other cars. Than maybe the ones in front of him. So it's
Cooper in.
Yes, Alex Cooper does enter the pits as well. But it's interesting how far he can get those medium tyres, and maybe, which we've seen in previous races, might go into like something like the ultra soft tyre for the last part of the race.
Yeah, so that's my bolt on supers or the ultras for the final stint, and have an absolutely. What he'll do is, if he can get it to work, he can probably pit a little bit earlier, smack on some of those ultra softs or super softs, and get an absolutely amazing outlap, and he can.
And there's been contact, unfortunately, Tom, there, as Paolini and Queekle have had a coming together in turn 1. Queekle there with the missing front wing and has pulled over, and he's going to park that car. Sorry for cutting over there, but I just noticed that incident, which looked like a racing incident from what I saw. Queekle there calling it a day after that. So it's unfortunate, because if he's stuck on his mediums, he may have had a sniff at the points if it all worked well, but unfortunately for him, incident there has ruined those chances. Paolini seems to have pretty much got away scot-free from that. He's running there in 17th at the moment, with Sapala right behind him at this moment in time. Top 4 though looking pretty stable between these 4, Tom.
Yeah, funnily enough, I was just going to say, they've all 4 of them. All 4 of them set that. So Dennis George 5, but yeah, it just made me laugh. They're all so good in this little train, and they all can't seem to get close to one another.
That's what I say, the dirty air really does affect it. So it seems to me like Siebel's just controlling it for now. Potentially, I reckon he could probably go faster if he wanted to, but at this moment in time, in controlling that tyre wear, particularly at a corner like this one coming up, turn 9, you can't really push too hard and put too much weight and lean on that tyre, because otherwise that tyre will just fall away just completely in a few laps, also a lot quicker than it should. So management is the key for this race, because otherwise your race will not be best adjusted for potential best results, we should say there. I say Jordan's still not really close there. He's literally got a 2-second gap in front of him and a 2-second gap behind him as well between Dixter and Brasculi. But now P7, he's had a great recovery drive, you know, capitalising through the field, capitalising through incidents as well. It's happened in front of him since he had that lap win incident himself. In P7 and looking pretty comfortable at this moment in time. Super sauce on that car. Let's see how far those taken. We've got Michael Ayres there, still P8 for the flag to flag. He pitted quite early, I believe, as well. Actually, I think he might have pitted fairly early.
Viaduct on Brewer.
There he goes. P12 for Fiduk. So I reckon for Fiduk at this moment, Tom, I think you're suffering a little bit of Discord lag, as I call it. I think for Fiduk, it's going to be a run for the top 10 potentially by the end of this race. If all things goes well, maybe top 8, top 9, top 10, something like that.
Absolutely, yeah. Sorry for my lag. I don't know. I never know what causes it. Yeah, I mean, obviously you've got the people who were on the 3 stop. I think David's on a 2 stop, so you're obviously making some places up through now. I can imagine him being in the top 10 by the end of the race. Fingers crossed it all goes well, touch wood. But good recovery drive, obviously 19th earlier on in the race. Had a bit of a struggle in qualifying in the start. He seems to be making the move. Going now as Quico exits the server after his retirement. Fastest lap of the race so far actually gone to Daniel Kish, who's on the super softs. As I said earlier, the Edge Esports have got the pace. They're just obviously having these incidents, these little problems they're having each race that don't seem to be realising their potential. And obviously, as it's actually Daniel comes into the pits now for a new set of tyres. But they've got the pace. It just needs to work on that consistency, work on the ironing out those mistakes. And I could definitely see them back on the top step as we saw in Bahrain.
Obviously not hitting the heights as they did last year, that is for sure. They was really the big challengers, or consistent challengers last year, for a large majority of the year last year. Of course, challenging ACR pretty much till the end of the year. Don't quite seem to have that cutting edge like ACR and Evolution have had this year. They just seem to have dropped the ball a little bit, but you know, they still, obviously Burlak still won in Bahrain, so they've still got it, of course. Just unlocking the full potential out of that car, unlock the full potential of all the development they're doing as well, and that's the key to success. You know, hard work behind the scenes, off camera, as well as on camera and on broadcast as well. As Burlak's still got that gap between himself and Michael Ayres, not really closing it down there. Everyone seems a little bit more spread out now, or calmed down, shall we say? As we've had 6 retirements from this race so far. We've noticed this week as well in the other series as well, Tom, for different reasons, a lot of attrition as well. I think there was about 12 DNFs yesterday, and Formula Challenge Race 2 as well. A huge amount of action went on there as well. It just seems this event in particular, since we got back to what we call the main part of the season, the mainland Europe, just seems today been, or this week or so, just been a little bit on the chaotic side for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday can be attributed to the rain, I think. Obviously it rained, and obviously not, especially when no one's expecting it. It's not the best thing in the world to have, but obviously, yeah, it is one of those tracks. I mean, it's not very forgiving in terms of runoff. I mean, turn 1, yes, but turn 5, turns 4, you've got quite a lot of gravel, so if you get caught into that and you go round, your game's over, really, isn't it? So it's one of those tracks you've got to be quite careful. There, you can take some liberties, but for example, 6 again for turn 9 now, you haven't got much runoff there if you don't get it right, and you can pitch yourself into a wall. I've done it myself a couple of times in races over the years, so got to be quite careful when it comes to that. As Kieran Shanks, he's looking a little bit slidey, he's lost some pace, and his pit light has come on, so I'm expecting Kieran now to come into the pits for a new set of tyres. Whether it'll be soft or supers, we will have to wait and see.
I reckon with 34 laps to go, I reckon it's going to be another set of soft tyres. Just a thing I've noticed as well, Burlak pitted to come out in 15th position. He's on another set of super softs, but let's see what Shanks is going to do now. P5 come in actually from P3, but let's see what's going to happen here. It is another set of softs on that particular car. Now, where's he going to come out? That is the key question. I think he's going to come out around about maybe the harass Masculi just ahead of that particular battle.
Yeah.
Brewer. See where this is coming out now. It's harass passes the pits, and there he is up the road. So that
it's
is
Masculi.
Move there.
Yep, on fresh supers. So that'll be interesting. See if Masculi can catch Masculi just pitting himself and looking pretty aggressive today, looking some good moves. We know how quick he is. He's the runner-up in the 2016 edition of the Super League. So we know what he can do. So hopefully we'll see what he can do. He's 3 seconds behind Kieran at the moment. Obviously, fresher tyres. Well, sorry, not fresher tyres. A step softer, should I say. But it's going to be interesting to come for the race. Kieran, I'm expecting to probably will lead some laps in this race today. I'm expecting, obviously, I think he's on the free stop, and I think the boys ahead are on 2. So I don't expect him to be in the victory fight, but I could see him leading a few laps today, which would be good for his, I think it's the Super League debut, funnily enough. So would be a good debut to lead some laps, especially with 16th on the grid.
Yes, I say very you could say unexpected. Put some hard work behind the scenes, of course. Last couple of rounds, I saw some glimpses of pace in Baku as well. Green Stripes, better than usual there. So come in looking really, really strong here as well. We didn't really expect them to have this sort of pace, but it's refreshing to see them up there. So it's a great achievement. Nonetheless, coming in 10th position, got to close into the guys ahead. So Vidoc and Brewer, who's currently 8th and 9th. Shanks will be looking to get up to those guys as well. Just look behind that. Burlak, who's just past the lap car of Ranieri. He's moved up a couple of places. He's now to 13th place. Next time him, Sergio Ras there in the flag-to-flag machine ahead. At the front, though, Siebel and Bock have gapped out a little bit to 6th. Looking like those mediums might not be, at the moment at least, well, not as fresh as they was, but then just see how 6th manages that situation, see how far he goes on those boots that he's got at the moment. But Siebel and Bock there. Again, the gap, since Siebel's passed, I expect him to bolt up the road, but he's just not, has he?
No.
Bock's still on his tail.
Yeah, I think he's just taking it a bit easy, trying to look after the tyres. Obviously, he knows that Yannick's in the dirty air, so he's going to be hurting his tyres a lot more. I think Alex just taking it easy, not stressing anything out. Obviously, Bock pitted earlier than Alex, remember, last time round. So Yannick's obviously got the older tyres. I think Alex is just controlling the pace, and he knows what he needs to do to get this victory under control. I know 60 dropped back a bit because of the obviously behind Kieran when Kieran was coming in for that lap, and he was obviously sliding around everywhere. So the 60 was, funny enough, lap before last, he was actually faster than 2 ahead of him. So interesting to see what he can do. I think his mediums are starting to finally run off a little bit. Dennis has catched him quite nicely on these supers. And never over, yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you who's going to finish where on that podium. I don't even know who's going to finish on it, let alone in what order. So
yeah.
We're only halfway through the race, remember. We've still got 32 laps to go, funnily enough. So anyone's guess is what's going to happen on this race.
Yeah, it's going to be intriguing. As I just saw, I believe I saw the car of Florian Gaia pull into the pit lane, into his pit box, and out of the race for the street fighter. So a race that had so much promise earlier on for Gaia has ended in the pit, and another DNF for him there as well. So disappointment again for the former champion. Yeah, so I'm just looking at Bock there as well. He's actually closing in under DRS, but you're absolutely right about Siebel. I mean, he doesn't have to push. Bock's doing the pushing for, pushing himself with that dirty air. He has to work the car more to get as close as that dirty air. So Siebel just manage it. As at the moment, I think at the moment it's just manage the situation, judge and manage when he's going to pit as well onto the next set of tyres, and then just see where he goes from there as well. So for Siebel doing a stunning job at the moment, not only with keeping the gap as it is, but to save the car, save the tyres for as long as he has.
Yeah, and obviously you've got to remember Aceside had the low engines, didn't they, as well? Keep it cool, keep it calm. Alex has won many races, it's not a reason. But just try, obviously he knows what to do to win the races from the front, having this year and last. So I'm expecting his next stint to be a bit faster. Maybe he may be starting to pull away, but Bock's not one to give up easily, having won obviously the first 2 races of the season. And 60 years falling away a little bit now. Dennis starting to make an inroads very slightly. As we're in the lap now, Siebel does a 19.397, 19.309, so he's slightly faster. but the two behind them are even faster than that, 19.2 and 19.0 respectively.
And here comes Bok down the inside into turn 1, and Bok makes the move into the lead. So there, Bok there showing its intentions here of maybe just up in the power a little bit, potentially down that straight and thinking, okay, now I've had enough following your car, Alex. You can follow mine for a little bit at least. So Bok there takes the lead. I was going to say actually, Kieran Shanks is making his way up past Brewer, past now David Fidek into turn 1 as well. So all those fresh, soft tyres, Shanks on the move as well, but Bok there maybe going for a push, maybe pushing now. We got 30 laps to go. Maybe just going to push for a little bit and now see where this, how much of a gap he can get now to Siebel.
Yeah, I think, like you said, I said he wouldn't give up without a fight, but I didn't expect him to go up for that. I think he's done that to try to give Alex a bit of a problem in terms of the dirty air. So obviously Alex is pitted lap later, as I said earlier. Now he's going to be in this dirty air. He's going to have a bit of a wash, the car washing out. So therefore, he's going to wear the tyres out a bit more. So Bok's probably done this for a more strategic reason. I think Kieran's about a second lap faster than these guys at the moment, so he's definitely going to be leading once these guys all come in for their stops. I think we've still got a few laps left until they come in, mind. But yeah, looking really quick. Alex 20.2 that last lap. A fabulous Sixter, an 18.9 on those medium tyres. He's absolutely flying. So Sixter's definitely not out of this race just yet, especially if he can pull on some softer tyres towards the end. Don't count him out for this victory.
No, it's really, really impressive, isn't it? He's really done a great job on tyres. That's a step harder than the guys ahead of him. Obviously, still keeping that gap to Dennis Jordan as well. That's 2 seconds now. So these four are sort of closing up together a little bit because Jordan did a 19.1 as well on that last lap as well. So they're all starting to push now. So whether is this strategic here from Alex, maybe saving a little bit more because the other 3 or 4 start to go faster. Shanks is again really, really quick as well, really pulling away from Fidek. So as you say, you know, we do expect Shanks to maybe lead at least a lap of this race, see how far you can get that car. But at this moment in time, looking really, really interesting. You can't really, as you say earlier, you can't predict a winner because you just don't know when these guys are going to pit. What time's going to bolt on that car or when they're going to pit. It's really, really interesting to see what happens. Not only at the front, but also the mid-pack where all sorts of different patches are going on.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Sixter is absolutely flying. He's just set his personal best of the race at 18.7, and he's now in the DRS of Alex Siebel, his teammate as well. Moose, or he's just coming to the pits for enough, but Moose was absolutely flying as well on the personal best. Comes into the pits, as I said. What tyres is he going to put onto that car? He's going to have to keep a look at eye and eye on that, but Sixter is ready for a push, isn't he? I think he's going to be bolting on those tyres in a few laps, but I think he's got the victory in mind, hasn't he? He's definitely not settling for third place today.
So just noticed Moose there actually missed his pit box a little bit there. It had to accelerate to his box. He lost probably about half a second or so there. Where's he going to come out in regard to the others? Well, right Kilt's coming down the straight. Looks like he's going to get, yeah, he's absolutely fine regarding that. So I thought he might have lost a bit more than he did. Moose comes out in 14th again on his medium tyres. So let's see how far up the road he will get with those. Obviously with regarding how well Sixter's doing on those medium tyres at this moment in time. But gap is closing up. The gap between Bok and Siebel about 8 tenths, and the same gap goes back from Siebel to Sixter as well. And Dennis Jordan now closing in the gap as well. So it could be a 4-way battle here very, very shortly for the race lead.
Yeah, and I think Yannick and Alex have seen that because pushing as well back into the 18s, 19. Alex and Yannick responded to that, got back into the 18s along with Sixter. Still in DRS range and he's still ever closer. He's lost a 10th on that lap, but DRS is really helping him. Dennis, like you said, also making gains. He did his personal best that last lap round, an 18.4 on those super softs, obviously a little bit pressure. But he will be I imagine he'll be pitting a bit sooner than these guys. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, they've decided now's the time. Yannick absolutely flying on this lap already, a 10.5 up. Going into the first sector, I think he might even be just outside of DRS range of Alex, and if that happens, Alex's second place is going to be in massive, massive danger.
He is. I noticed a bit further back, if we look down to the battle of P7, the Scooty's past Fidek as well, so the end of this car really looking strong today actually. You know, Eros has just quietly got about his business. He's not really stood out as such as being the star of the show, but doing a really good job, starting that mid-pack and keeping out of trouble and doing a really, really solid job there for the former runner-up of the series. Find now looking in his mirror because he'll see Peter Burlak come up to his car in the next lap or so as well.
So Siebel isn't right anymore. Yannick's going for 18. Alex Siebel, but that's actually dropped him out of DRS. I think Sixton might be starting to feel the effect of those tyres now. He's slipped a tiny bit back from Alex, but still there, still within the range, just about. But Dennis is now starting to bear down on him pretty nicely. So I think this battle for all, as Dennis's light comes on, actually. Pit light's just come on. Whether that's intentional or not, I don't know, but because we could be seeing him at the end of the lap, but could be close. It's fun times now. We've still got 26 laps left. I wouldn't be able to predict the winner. I wouldn't be able to predict it at all.
Now it's going to be interesting, as I've just noticed that Sapala has passed Sergi Harass there for P12, so both Pescara engines actually in the points as well, so good job from them. And another thing I did notice, but if you go right down the field, Pellegrini in the Storm Racing car, he has got a drive-through penalty as well, which he is taking right now. So unfortunate stuff for them. Again, another event that they've been, unfortunately, they've been struggling all season really to be even the snippet of a point. So it's a learning time for both of those drivers who are new to the series. This year. So it's one of those things when a new driver comes in, they gain experience, they understand how it all works better, and they get better over time. But for their drivers, I guess they kind of feel like, well, nothing's really changed. They're still in the same sort of position, but it's again a learning process for the team as well. So top four still in that sort of gap. They might have spread out a little bit now, particularly as Bocca's pulled away a little bit. The gap's still 1.1. So again, Siebel's still at that DRS range with 25 to go here.
Yeah, well, I come to 7th place. Overtaking fired up with Michael Ayres come in. Perfect time. Kieran Shanks. Ayres out onto the softs again. Oh, where's he going to come out? Just behind Kilk. That's not good for his track. Held up a little bit, unless he can pass him quickly. But yeah, back up the front. Siebel has managed to close up a little bit to Box. The 6 is actually outside of that range now. And Dennis, Dennis! That's not how you take that corner, buddy. He slid his way through there, but he was just going to say he got into DRS range, but I think he might be starting to feel the effect of those softer tyres. And we'll be seeing him come in this lap. Not just yet, but Sixter himself does come in, and Dennis goes on for another lap, but he hasn't got DRS. He did just lose it with that slide. So Sixter now is going to be absolutely key for him to see what he comes out on and him to push. Because if he can get his undercut to work, there's a good chance he'll be taking the lead.
24 to go here. I reckon he's going to put on some softer rubber that he's currently on. No, he doesn't. He proves to be wrong. He goes on to another set of mediums. So the 2-stopper is then for Fabio Sixter. Leaves the pits again and leaves out of the pits. And it looks like to me he's going to come out behind Peter Burlak. May not be disastrous because Burlak's been on the move. So he's not exactly going to be held up like a load of cars got held up behind Hoekstra earlier on this race. Burlak might be pitting in soon anyway, potentially. So it could have been worse. Not ideal, of course, to really push. But I say not a disaster either. It's interesting to see now what these front three are going to be doing. Obviously, the current order of these front three is how it is in the championship as well. Bock from Siebel from Jordan as well. Kieran Shank now P4, of course, after the pit stop there of Fabio Sixter. And these two come around the final corner, and there goes Bock. Bock is in.
I'm expecting Siebel and Jordan to come in next lap then. Seems to be the wow, Siebel's managed to make it. Did Dennis make a mistake? Yeah, Dennis must have made a mistake that lap. Or 20.0, missed that somewhere. But I was going to say, it's dropped back a lot, but he seems to have made a mistake somewhere in the lap. I didn't quite see it, but yeah. Kieran, where are you going to come out? He's going to beat Bock out.
Yeah, he's definitely going to beat Bock out. And down the road a little bit is Fabio Sixter. And he's going to be out in front. He's going to be out in front, Yannick Bock here. He's got Peter Burlak splitting the two protagonists here at the front, Bock and Sixter as well. So for Bock again, we said at the first stop, it worked out perfectly for Bock then because of where he had the battling car behind Shanks as well. And yet again, has worked out an absolute treat.
And not only that, he's gone onto the super soft tyre.
Yeah, no, of course, how far is Dennis going? Now, I reckon with Dennis, because obviously he made that error, it's going into this corner coming up right now, actually, a couple of laps ago, and he dropped time last lap as well. So I wonder if those tyres are just starting to give up on him. Now, I wonder if he's going to be in the pits this time around. So we've got a very busy pit lane, actually.
Oh.
We had 48 Mora come through, but Siebel doesn't pit, but Dennis Jordan does.
Yeah, Dennis is always going to pit. He's losing too much. He's got to be careful, to be fair, because he could be losing out to Burlack and Sixter here if he's not careful.
We've got Ranieri to go round the car of Ranieri, who's in the pits again. And Shanks is definitely going to pass him. Where is Box going to pass him as well? And Sixter's going to be miles ahead as well. So Jordan again, probably drop back more actually than what he had before. So Sixter's made the most of that. Box made the most of that as well. All depends now. The weight is on the shoulders of Alex Siebel to see when he is going to pit of this. So for 21 to go now, 21 laps to go till this race. When is Siebel going to make that decision to pit? Shanks are currently in P2. The Schoolie there on the road is P3. He's going to be holding up Yannick Bock for now. So maybe this is a good chance for Siebel to pit if Bock is going to get held up here potentially by Basculi.
Yeah, it's absolutely key from now, isn't it? I think we're just in a couple of moments' time. No, we're not. I wonder if Alex. I think Alex didn't. I think that's what he's aiming for.
Well, that's very true because, of course, he was out in front for a long, long time, wasn't he? And saving those tyres, while he was out front. So maybe he could push on for another maybe 3-4 laps or something, and then, as you rightly say, he might stick on a set of ultra softs and just you'll have to manage it because you can't just fly out of way. But of course, a lot of people started off this race obviously on ultra softs and went about 17, 18, 19 laps as well. And of course, with lower fuel, you go further as well. So it's gonna be difficult. See how far Siebel goes and see what decision he decides to go on. But I would not be shocked at all to see him on a set of ultra softs when he decides to pit. The Shanks P2.
Box is maybe a potentially race-winning. Make that move go. Otherwise, he was losing too. Well, he wasn't losing time, but he was losing time to what he could have done potential-wise. So he's very, very keen. Now he's catching Shanks up quite nicely as well. Maybe Kieran won't lead a lap of this race. Depends what Alex does. But yeah, Alex, it was so key. He made that move stick there. Otherwise, he could have lost his race.
The man to really lose out, of course, now Fabio Sixtrick. He's behind both Basculi and Burlack as well, so he's going to be losing time unless he's 2 pits ahead straight away. He's going to be losing time as Siebel goes around again. So 20 laps to go. Siebel carries on. He's got a gap now of 21 seconds. Though, of course, a pit stop here, as you said earlier, Tom, 22, 23 seconds. Do a full pit stop, so he's almost got that 1 pit stop gap. So, but Shanks is closing in on him. So it looks like no matter, unless Shanks pits beforehand, it looks like Siebel would come out behind the Englishman in the GSR car.
Yeah, I mean, Kieran, to be fair to him, he's still doing a really good job. He's catching. Doing a good job. Yannick did a 17.9 last time, obviously on the super softs, fresh super softs. So he's looking quick. Sixter on those mediums. He's not going to be happy behind this because this is giving Dennis the opportunity to catch up. Fastest lap of the race from him, funny enough, last lap round 17.2. So he's going to be pushing as hard as he can. But obviously Sixter has the luxury of being able to push all stint because those medium tyres will not wear out as. Oh, he's struggling there, Sixter in turn 9. Dirty air there, Mr. Burlack. But Dennis smelling blood, I believe, for the final podium position.
Oh, for sure. And as I just see, I thought someone off there, but they didn't. And carry on the ground. Siebel there goes around once again. He's doing a 19.0. Let's see where Shanks is going to be after this. I reckon it's going to be quite a bit quicker than Alex Siebel as he's going to cross the line. It's going to be 18, isn't it? 18.4. You're exactly right there. Look at that. Perfect there. So he's got a bit quicker there. 18.2 for Bock. 18.2 for Basculi as well. 18.7 for Sixter.
I think Berlick must have cut the lap. I think he must have made a mistake somewhere, lost a lap because his time didn't show up. He must have gone wide in turn 3 or something. But Dennis, 17.7. At this rate, I think Alex has got to be careful that Dennis doesn't overtake him.
Very true. As Alex Cooper there pits in the GSR car, he's had on the soft tyres for a while. He's going to go on another set of soft tyres. Which is probably an interesting choice, but at least he knows he's going to get to the end of the race on those tyres. He's going to come out around the area that Dino Paolini, or just behind Paolini, it looks like at this moment in time. But it's looking good for Green Stripes. They're getting 2 cars in the points in this race as well, so doing the world of good in their championship standings. As I'm just behind that, Sapala's making another move this race for Sergio Carras as well. It's not the first time he's done that.
Here he comes. In comes Siebel. No, this is going to be key. I think Bok's going to be miles ahead of him, but I mean, Ultra Softs is definitely going to be the choice now, surely. But this is going to be an interesting one because obviously it's not easy to overtake here, especially if there's someone with DRS ahead of you. So this is going to be a close one.
Yes, indeed. He does put all those Ultra Softs indeed. So Shank does lead the race on lap 48 as he passes the line into turn 1 now.
Oh, Alex. He's lost a lot. He's behind Dennis.
So he's got to pass Dennis, he's got to pass Sixter, he's got to pass Burlack, but Burlack's probably going to pit, as well as Pasculi, who's ahead of him. But Bok, so 4 cars, Siebel's going to have to pass, but as we know, he's on the newest rubber and the softest rubber as well. So expect Siebel to put in fastest lap after fastest lap from here on now till the end of the race. So a huge task for the champion to do, but he's not champion for... He's champion for a reason. He can put in some stunning lap times at the right point, and he knows how to race hard, but also fair as well. So he can do this. He probably knows he can do this. He can see all the cars ahead of him down the front straightaway. It's not an impossible chance by any means. It's a long, long way to go. As we know, Shanks has probably got a pit as well, so that'd be one car you won't have to worry about. But Bot, for sure, Sixter, for sure, was about Anthony Jordan. He will have to pass on the racetrack.
Yeah, Kieran Petr definitely going to be fitting. Funny enough, Arish and Petr both pit now. But yeah, so I knew those two were never going to be a problem. But yeah, he's got to overtake 3 cars. I mean, Dennis isn't going to make it easy for him. He's a championship fighting protagonist, both teams and driver-wise. So Alex has got a job on his hands here, but he's going to be like I said, so much quicker. It's not even going to be funny. So I imagine he'll be on the podium still. I do think he'll get a podium, but I do think the race victory may just be out of his reach.
There's Pasculi and Burlack raced into the pits, so they're racing out of the pits as well. Exactly the same pit stop time there. Pasculi ahead of Burlack, and they both come out on super soft, is interesting. But obviously a time that they know can get till the end of the race, no problem whatsoever. So, Shanks in the lead. He's got Bok closing up on him at the rate of knots. Now they're going to look at that. Sixter there in P3, Jordan there in P4. Now he's going to be a man who's... It's going to be difficult to defend from Siebel, obviously on that faster rubber as well. Of course, with DRS coming up very, very shortly for Siebel. But it's not going to make it easy for him, I imagine, knowing that Bok's up the road and got a chance to win this race. As we see, a big slide there from Shanks. Going into that chicane. He stays up for another lap, of course. It's going to be the end of lap 50. Cross line once again. 18.8 there for Shanks. 18.3 for Bok. 79 there for Sixter. Really, really good stuff. Jordan 76, but there's Siebel with the 17.1 and the fast lap of the race, and also now making a move. There's Jordan, but Jordan defends really nicely into turn 1. That was nice stuff there from those two. Obviously, a lot of respect. They've raced each other now many times in the last couple of, well, over the last 18 months or so. And again, really, really good battling between these two once again.
Yeah, they're very good friends in real life, I believe, as well as online. So massive respect between the two. But yeah, 17.1 from Alex. He's not hanging around, is he? Fastest lap of the race so far by a tenth of a second. I wouldn't be able to tell you where he's going to finish because he's quick. But obviously, if he burns those tyres up too much behind Dennis and Fabio, I don't think he'll have much of a chance to catch Bok. But we'll see. Strange things have happened as Bok is actually full of getting held up by Kieran himself. Kieran's coming in this lap, I believe. He's got his pit light on now. So, what's that? 16 to go. It's not impossible for Alex. If he does do it, he's going to do it on track and he's going to do it the right way, isn't he? So, we will see. Obviously, we need to make sure he looks after his tyres a little bit as in comes Kieran. I'm expecting to come out There's 5th place, I think he'll be out, so it's not a bad job from the young Englishman, is it? 5th place on his debut. Potentially, anyway, unless something goes disaster with everyone. Touch wood, it won't. They will imagine going supers, but we'll have to have a look.
There's super softs indeed. You are correct there, and of course another car's in the Valiant engine as well. So like I said, they're really again.
Oh, Fidoc's gone round right-handed before he came. He's thankfully kept the car in one piece, but so Fidoc having some issues today.
It's very, very unlike him, you know. It's
oh my! Oh, look where Kieran's come out. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh yeah,
look at noises,
right, that's fine, not a problem at all. But he's looking like right. What a scrap he's found himself in here. You know, this is going to keep him alert. That's for sure. He's got Kilk. He's got Masculi there and Burlak as well, scrapping away as well. But what a fight he's come himself into here. Got a lot of work to do.
I'm surprised he's come out that far down. I must have been looking at the time from or something. But maybe he repaired damage, maybe he has some pit stop damage, maybe. But yeah, I thought he'd come out a lot further up. I thought he was going to beat Moose out. But yeah, well, see, he's got 5 seconds up to Moose, so nothing's impossible. Like I said, he's on the supers as well. He's going to put in some mean lap times, I'm sure. So he's had to make sure he keeps it nice and clean in these last 15 laps or so.
He will indeed, as the battle for P2 livens up again as they're closing up to the back of Fabio Sixter. We've got DRS here for Siebel. He's looking to make the move on Jordan, but of course Jordan has the slipstream from Sixter. So he's not going to look like he's going to make the move into 1. Jordan keeps the place, so nice stuff there from Jordan. Let's go through turns 1, 2 and 3 once again. We'll look at Dan Brewer in the back. KP's now in the pits. I reckon it's going to be some soft rubber there. And Shanks is now all over the back of Right Kilk. Same situation as the cars ahead just happened. But will Shanks make the move? He makes that move into 1. Passes Right Kilk there in the Epic Racing car up to P7 now, all over the back of Michael Ayres.
Yeah, nice and assertive, wasn't it, from Shanks? Kilk had the slipstream, so he could have braked a little bit later. Very assertive. He's tired. Look how confident he is. He's just going for the moves. He's really got this car hooked up nicely at the moment, hasn't he? So good on him. I think 5th's probably the best he can get today, but really is doing some impressive stuff today. Really good stuff.
Now, obviously, this is an emergency seat that he's in. Our teams looking at this level thinking, do I potentially, maybe not this year, you know, maybe this year, it depends what people think about, but will they take a punt on someone like Shanks after this impressive display today? Jordan may make it for
second. Yep, nice and easy DRS train. Now Dennis is going to have to push really nicely now, because if he can get away from Sixter, Alex could give himself a bit of breathing space, and obviously some breathing space for his teammate as well.
Now, how is Sixter going to manage his situation? Because he knows Siegel's quicker. He's had a great run this year already, you know, but he might be getting a bit sick of these 3 finishing ahead of him, you know. But it's 30 laps to go, or 12.5 laps to go now. It's a long way for Sixter. I guess it's a matter of when, not if, for Alex Siebel passing Sixter. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, again, Sixter's actually got DRS down this straight as well, so not this time around. But yeah, for Jordan, he's going to have to get a move on now and try and get as big a gap as possible before Siebel does attempt to at least make that move on Fabio.
He is, and he's doing that in the perfect response. He's set fastest lap of the race. Yannick's about 10th down on his best time, but Dennis, he's about to set fastest lap of the race. He's going to go down to a 17. He's going to actually do good 16s into the 16.9s. So he's absolutely flying, but Alex Siebel goes into 3rd place. Nice and simple pass on Fabio. Not really much he can do about that. So I think we're going to have a 3-way fight for the battle, for the victory for this. It's so close. There's only 3 seconds separating. Alex looking absolutely rapid as well as Dennis. So this is going to be an incredibly close end.
It really is. I mean, they all got sort of different tyres. So super softs, of course, for both Evolutions, and then the ultra softs there for Alex Siebel as well. So it's got the perfect mixture of a great cocktail for the end of this race, hasn't it? You know, it's going to be spicing things right up here in these last 11 laps or so at the end of this race. So Sixter there looks like he's going to be in 4th position there, unless things happen in front of him. But a great performance once again, and really shown his class here this year. You know, they tried different bits of strategy, and been so consistent all year. He's really putting these really solid performances, and the championship table reflects that as well. P4 coming into this race and P4 coming out of it as well. Moose there in P5 as well. So Red Archer this year, Tom, I must say, we expected Evolution and ACR to be up there, but they've been really, really impressive, haven't they, Red Archer, so far in these first 5 rounds?
Yeah, and you know what, it's really nice to see, like I said, Red Archer past successes of camp 11 team's title with Jason Busker, and obviously times have changed, but the team obviously had a lot of problems, especially with consistency of their driver line. But it's really, really good to see them back in there, and they've obviously gone the right way of direction. I know Nikos is one of the hardest working managers in the league to get it all up to shape and all together. So it's really good to see that the hard work's paying off, and obviously they've got a cracking couple of drivers here. And who knows? You never knows whether maybe they could be up into 3rd place in the championship at the end of this. So keep it up, and who knows what they can achieve this year.
Nice little interesting battle behind. We got Musculi and Burlak, who just cannot leave each other alone. But I'll tell you what, I reckon they'll be sharing a car home at this rate, because they've been battling each other all race, the second half of the race, haven't they? So they keep scrapping on for P7 here this evening, and we got Ayres, Kilk and Kiss there trying to tag along with these two up front as well. Back at the front, it looks like to me that Seagull...
DRS train, here we come!
Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting. They're just closing up, they're bunching up, aren't they? Trying to see what they can do. Now, it looks like to me, Jordan, yeah, Jordan's going to have DRS down here, but what about Seagull? Seagull is making that move down the inside. Now, Jordan's got that slipstream again from his teammate. So will Jordan be able to defend? Oh, it's close. They had wheel to wheel there, but Jordan just about holds on. Now, can Seagull get the run out of turn 3 into 4? It's going to be, again, I think it's a bit too far back to do anything at the moment. But it's so difficult as Paolini has DNF'd from this race and has left the game with 10 to go here.
Dan Brewer seems to be having a bit of fun. 16.5 on the Ultrasofts, absolutely flying in 14th place. Having a bit of fun for Dan. Obviously, quick drive. He's had a couple of big thought of his own either. So, bit of fun for us up at the race. An extra 100 grand for his team. Into the back of Alex Cooper. So, no really positions are really set in stone, are they, today? And fights all up and down the field. But this top 3, I really can't pick a winner. I asked the chat a minute ago, who do you think is going to win? I have 3 different answers. So, I don't think even they know what's going to go on. So, Lee Davidson makes a very good point, actually. Shout out to Lee, Epic Racing Drive team manager. A bit of a tough day for his guys, but obviously not through any fault of their own. Yannick Boggs obviously going to be struggling because he hasn't got the DRS. So, how true will that prediction come out? Dennis does he have the DRS? Just about, yeah. But if he doesn't, if Yannick can stay ahead and just keep ahead, here comes Alex. Alex has got the run this time, hasn't he? Dennis isn't quite on slipstream enough. Is Alex going to go for a move? Does again, but he can't quite get it done.
No, he was more alongside that time, wasn't he? He's into the corner, but just couldn't make that move stick, could he? You know, Jordan just had the arc of the corner and managed to defend once again. It's actually interesting, these two defending and attacking each other down the straight. I mean, they've only got DRS, but if they battle a lot, particularly into this part of track, does that give Sixter a sniff potentially of getting up to these two guys ahead? If they really do go for it, Sixter could be in a position here to potentially get up closer to these guys and potentially sneak one of his positions away from these guys and actually really make things really more interesting than they are at this moment in time. But again, Siebel right up the gearbox there of Dennis Jordan going into 10 and down this section of track once again. So I guess this will be a time now. Engines, of course, they're not fresh for these guys. They're all around at the start of the race, about 35% free. So they can't really afford, Tom, to run too much boost. Like, for example, Siebel. I mean, I guess he'd love to run maximum boost to overtake these guys.
Yeah, it's going to have to be careful, but I think the Evolution are playing it perfectly, aren't they? What Yannick is doing is giving Dennis a slipstream, and Alex pulls out. There's absolutely nothing he can do about it, is it? These two are playing such a great team game. Going back to Sixter, maybe. I don't think he's quite. It's not really. I mean, it's not really his own fault, is it? I mean, he's doing as best as he can. I mean, considering the tyres, he's always doing a cracking job. But I don't think he's quite got that last little bit. If he is on the softs, maybe I think he'd have a chance. But I mean, he's done a cracking job. No, taken away from that. But I think not quite the right tyres, I think, for him. But still, shout out to him. He's doing a good job. Kieran Shanks up into 5th as well for GSR. He's overtaken Moose. couple of laps to go down the straight, and I did see Daniel Kisher take Michael Ayres as well for 9th a couple of laps to go. So chopping and changing still at every minute. Burlak's going to be on the back of Moose any second now as well. As he's top 3, look at this, they really are getting closer and closer, aren't they?
They really are, and as we say, it's Siebel again. It just seems like Groundhog Day for him at the moment. He tries every lap, but it's the same result every lap. I'm not sure if he'll change too much, but it's the perfect teamwork here for Evolution to keep Dennis Jordan in front. Let's have a look, see what happens this time. Again, DRS were both second, and Siebel was actually very late there to open the DRS this time. Now Jordan steps out this time. Can Siebel get around the outside? Yes, he can. Look at that, around the outside, got that grip of those ultra soft tyres. And Jordan this time, well, probably outfoxed his own game there.
Yeah, a bit of a weird one, but I mean, obviously Alex has got the speed, but remember, he's still got 6 laps to go. Alex is after. Will he be able to do the same with Yannick? I mean, we'll see. We'll see what Dennis can do. If Dennis can keep up with him, there's obviously a chance to pass him back, giving himself a bit of a nuisance for Yannick. But yeah, this is looking good for Alex at the moment. He just now needs to find his way past his German compatriot and on to that top step.
Now, I don't like to sound outspoken in broadcast, away from the camera maybe, but not on the broadcast as such. I think that's probably the move that's won Siebel this race. I really do, because without that slipstream for Bok, I think Siebel can close up with DRS. Maybe not this lap, but maybe the next one, and just pass him and clear off into the distance for the final 5 or 6 laps or so. But here we go again. DRS will be at the disposal for Siebel as he comes down the straight once again. Gap now 0.4 of a second. Well, there we are. There's the outside Bok there trying to defend, break the toe straight away, but Siebel there around the outside of Yannick Bok and takes the lead of this race for the second time. As Siebel there, well, I think he's going to just clear off now. I said that earlier on at the start, but now he's got that extra step, softer compound. With only 5 and a bit laps to go now, Tom. I reckon that's game over.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, I was just going to say Yannick holding back. Hell, because he's only done a 79. He did set a PB that lap, 3 tenths for previous best. But Alex is not that. Wanting to go away. I'm going to 72. And as you said, he's 2 tenths up on his best lap already this lap. I think you're right. This could be game over. Alex just needs to make sure he looks after his tyres and try and break that slipstream, that DRS, and he could be on to a winner.
We could also see an interesting scrap here. Now, I think Burlak is closing up to the back of Shank here as well for P5. So this could be another scrap we might see another gaps. 1.5 seconds at the moment in time, but I think that gap has closed up. So it could be a nice, interesting battle here for that 5th position as this race comes to a close. But Scully and Moose there. The Scully's actually got past Moose as well, so Moose has dropped back quite a bit since he's gone on his medium tyres. He's had 3 cars past him now. Daniel Kiss is on the move as well. He's in P9, so he might be in a few laps' time looking to get to the back of Moose and potentially passing him if he can close enough as well. Right, Kilk there rounding up the 10 because he's got past Michael Ayres as well. Right there in P12. Not been a good day office for the double champion. I'd say he'll come back strong. I think he started this race 19th, didn't he? So difficult day for Vidoc, no matter how you looked at it regarding how he was on the grid. But we got Monaco after this race, so that is going to be really, really interesting. Monaco and then Turkey after that as well. So next month or so, Tom, it's going to be really, really entertaining.
Yeah, I know Vidoc's there, but back at the front, I mean, Dennis is actually catching Bok. Maybe Bok pushed a little bit too hard early on. I don't really know, but Alex just about got DRS still as Yannick, but yeah, Alex is just too quick. 17.4, 17.5, and a 17.2. So Dennis fastest person on that lap, but 4 laps to go. A little bit too late maybe from Dennis. I don't really know. I think Yannick hasn't quite got the tyre life left either, so never say never. But this could very well be over.
It takes one error though. When you're even when it's so close like this, it only takes one error, maybe through turn 9, for example, but you just outbrake yourself into one corner, and you could lose those 2 places very, very quickly. Obviously, we've got 3.5 laps to go now. The Siebel, he has it to lose. I think he's going to just manage the situation nicely. I mean, I expected him to pull away more, but as we know about this tyre wear, you push a bit too hard and you could wear those tyres out so quickly. Like I go through Greg sausage rolls, really. That just soon goes away very quickly. So it's very interesting indeed, as we've got just under over 3 laps to go now. The gap now just over a second now between Siebel and Bock. So
Yeah.
DRS now not the option now for Siebel. It's just a case of just managing the situation now for Alex.
Yeah, I think Bock's going to be outside of the it here. Yep, confirmed. Yep, he's coming around the final corner. He hasn't got that yellow light to got it, but Dennis does. So Dennis, I think, he's going to be a bit too far back to make anything green. Obviously, I don't think he would want to fight him too hard. But yeah, Alex has got a 1.8 second gap now, and I think this could very well be game over.
Just in an interesting scrap, actually. If you look right at the points, actually, we've got Mora, Hoekstra, and Fournier battling for P18 as well. We got Mora on the mediums, we got Hoekstra there on the ultra softs. He likes those ultra softs, doesn't he, since that pit stop? And then we've got the recovery in Fournier after the start, where he had that incident to spin, that contact with Oliver Dayson there as well. He's in P20, so no points today for the Frenchman. Teammate in P10, so a handful of points for the team. By the looks of things, it's battling away with Ayres, but not the result that the Epic guys would have hoped for. So they got Monaco after this round. So after this round, we're pretty much one third of the season done already. It's gone really fast, hasn't it, since we was at Australia. And I say we've got some great races to come, as I just mentioned as well. So stay tuned for that. That'll be in 2 weeks' time. We'll be the next one at the Principality of the Streets of Monaco. But we've still got a couple of laps here to go here as well. And Siebel there, look at that, 2 seconds now. It's you can't really say much more than that. He's just going to manage that gap now till the end. Now, it's interesting to see what happens here. Now, does Jordan attack Bock here? Considering that Bock wants to obviously stay in front of this championship. Siebel's going to be gaining on that lead. I believe the gap before this race was about 13 points between the two, because it was 90 points for Yannick Bock and 77 for Siebel. So as it stands, that's going to go down to 8 points after this race, and Jordan there will be maintaining that 3rd place. Sixter will maintain the 4th place. I think Burlack will maintain 5th. Fournier will be the one to lose out, I think. And if we look at the top end of the championship, he'll be dropping down a few places behind the likes of Moose as well.
Got a battle for 15 for the final points. Hamlet, Harlow go assisted. So Ben obviously those issues, had a couple of problems, and he's managed to get back into the points. He's got Alex Cooper just a second up ahead of him, so potential for points for him. His final's actually down to 13th. Brewer's overtaking him.
Wow, so Brewer there, doing this great late last sort of charge, on those ultra soft tyres as well. I think that's as far up as he's going to manage, because we've only got a lap and a half to go now. But the leaders there just started their final lap now. 2.8 seconds the gap between Siebel and Yannick Bock. With Jordan there, P3. I think that's how it's going to finish, unless someone makes an error between these 3 drivers. 6 of those drop back into 4th. Shanks in P5, we're super impressed by that. He's probably been driver of the day in this race.
Daniel Kish, sorry to interrupt. Daniel Kish had a spin coming out of final corner. He's actually lost 2 places to Kilkenare. It's down to 11th place, so that's a bit of a weird one, but obviously the last couple of... Fortunately, it's just drop out of the top 10.
He has, so not ideal for Edgy Sports at all. Burlack in 6th, and of course Kiss are going to probably finish in that P11. Masculia, good day in the office for him. P7 ahead of Moose, Kilk, Ayres, Kiss, Brewer, Viduk, Hamlet and Cooper really scrapping away for 14th, but it looks like they're going to be the final points payers there. But for Alex Siebel, as he rounds the chicane for the final time, he done it at Baku. He fought his way through to win that race past both Evolutions. He's done exactly the same here today. A repeat performance. Alex Siebel, the champion, takes the victory here in Spain, with both Evolution cars of Bot and Jordan finishing 2nd and 3rd as well. So the gap at the top of the championship down to 8 points now. Bot has that lead, but Siebel's closed that gap down. Fabulous Sixter again, a great performance again. P4 for him. Kieran Shanks Stunning performance there for Green Stripes Racing, their best performance of the year. P5 for them. Burnack in P6 after great recovery after that disastrous start. Basculi in P7. Musa in P8 as well for the second Red Archers. They've got Wright Kilk. Michael Ayres there rounding out the top 10 there in the flag to flag car. Daniel Kiss, Dan Brewer. David Finett there, P13. And Ben Hamlet gets the better of Alex Cooper there, ran up P14 and P15. Zapala there, P16. Sergi Carras in the second flag to flags, P17. Jeffrey Fournier has made up a couple of positions in the final couple of laps. He, by the looks of things, is going to finish ahead of Pedro Mora. So around the final corner now, yes, Fournier is going to get P18, Mora P19. Pellegrini gets P20, the Storm Racing car. Again, no points to that team yet again. Wubka Huckstra P21. Vinicius Ranieri P22. Paolini was a DNF, I believe, in 23rd. Yes, he was. He's the first of the DNFs. Florian Gaia, again, another disappointing day for him. P24 and DNF. Queekle, then Real, Kearsmakers, Halifa Dason, Tobias Olsen. Again, another double DNF for YTF1 and Liam Duval, who didn't even make a lap of this race. So, again, there, Tom, top three again, top four again, just keep on rolling with these amazingly consistent results.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really fault it, can you? Top 4, 1, 2, 3 again. Third or fourth time it's happened this. And obviously, you had the edges had their issues early on. Mr. Cuty's getting quicker and quicker. Obviously, the Epics both had an issue today. Both the Street Fighters had issues today, so I don't think we'll see top 4 next couple of races. But yeah, it's definitely consistency is definitely going to win them this championship so far. As an Evolution, pulling out more of a gap on ACR as well, with Fido going down in 13th. So looking really, really good for the boys in white and blue.
It really is. They've done a really, really impressive job today. Obviously, we'll get some interviews in the next few moments. While we're waiting for that, actually, which is a good time for me to say, if you've enjoyed the racing you like today and you're new watching this this series at GPVWC and you might think, that looks quite interesting, I want to try that out, feel free to get involved at gpvwc.com. You'll see the description, links in the description below of how you can get involved with links, and then feel free to ask questions in the chat as well, and you can get yourself on the grid. We've actually got an Academy Series race for new members and out of contract drivers coming up Tuesday around Spain as well, so you can get involved as well by driving a car that's very similar to a GP3 car. You can get involved with a grid of up to 40 drivers there, and you can sign up on the list there. You can get the mod, you can get the tracks and try it out for yourself. And hopefully, if you are interested, you might get yourself a nice, tasty career at Academy, like the people next to me, Tom Parker as well, who's achieved a lot in the community on the racetrack as well. So that's the next event coming up, is the Academy Series, which I'll probably be there for, with a guest alongside me commentating for that. And after that, we're at Monaco the day after for Formula Challenge yet again. That's going to be a brilliant affair there after the kind of chaotic Monaco. Spain event, at Monaco, that's going to be super duper as well. It's something that for obvious reasons, I'm keeping an eye on myself as well. So just waiting for a few people to join in for us. I can't see anyone around there, Tom, but your initial thoughts on that? Again, for Evolution, again, extending that championship lead in the team's championship.
Yeah, I mean, so I was saying, I could not. Who was going to be on the and in what order? And Alex, until he just done. Yeah, cracking job. All three of them so consistent, and obviously in the Discord they've all been raving about it. The pressure they must have been under, all three of them, to make no mistakes, to drive at that level for 66 laps is really impressive. Probably the best race we've had in terms of action at the front all year, I would say personally. But yeah, Evolution looking pretty strong, aren't they? They're also as a test driver, I won't do too much bias, but they are looking very, very strong at the moment. So who knows what will happen? We've still got 11 races left, I believe, 11 or 12 races left. So who knows what can happen in that time? But you never know, they might end up putting me in the car, and that's when it will all go wrong. But yeah, hopefully that won't happen. But yeah, still a long way to go. But they really started off this first quarter of the season really, really well.
It's been stunning. Now, I reckon the three people we're going to interview this evening, they're probably going to get pretty sick of my voice by the end of it. They enjoy the winning. They probably just don't enjoy this part with me being in the room alongside him. But we've got our second place driver here, Gerrit de Vries. He's still got that championship lead of 8 points. You know, you've had a really solid this evening again today here, Yannick. So obviously led a few laps as well, trying to play games a little bit with Alex Siebel as well during that race as well. Was that... Do you kind of go in there thinking, could have got a bit more out of that? Could have got that potential, that victory today?
Today, Alex was the faster guy, I guess. I saved not enough tires, and he did, so he could run ultras in the end and then pass me easily. Yeah, my mistake today was that I lose so much tires in the corners, especially the right front was my problem. And yeah, Alex was the better guy today.
I think what probably done that was we see you follow Alex after the first pit stop for quite a few laps there, and obviously you following 30 for about 15-20 laps there. Obviously you did pass him, but I think the damage in a sense is kind of done regarding the potential going to the ultra soft tyre there as well. So but you still got a championship lead. Obviously got Monaco coming up next, which is obviously always a great occasion. I mean, how's your previous been there in the past? Is it something you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I like Monaco very much, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Trying to be better next time. Hopefully, tires aren't a problem for me there. So, yeah, I want to win, and I will give everything I've got.
Well, I say we wish you all the best for that, but I say congratulations on at least maintaining your championship lead. Obviously, 8 points will be you'll be going into it with. So congratulations for this evening on that second place, and I say wish you all the best for Monaco. We'll see you there.
Thank you.
Now I'm just going to bring in your teammate here, Dennis Jordan, there with the P3 you achieved this evening as well. Trying a little bit different strategy there, Dennis, but didn't quite probably pay off for you. But again, another podium for you, Dennis, and it's an amazingly consistent season.
Yeah, I think after the first few races, the thing in this team is that we aim a bit higher than maybe just second and third. I kind of feel it was my mistake that we lost the 1-2 because Yannick was giving me a nice draft all the time when Alex was attacking me, but I just feared that Alex would dive me in the last minute into turn 1, so I tried to defend there, but then obviously on the ultras he could easily get around the outside of me. So yeah, I think, I don't know if he would have got us otherwise, because I think we had him covered on the straights with what we're doing. But yeah, I think double podium is still nice, extending the lead in the championship. So
yeah, obviously had obviously David Foddick not having a great event today for ACR, so you do maintain that team's championship. But we did notice in the broadcast, Dennis, he was getting that lovely toe from Yannick, and we kind of think, oh, why did Dennis do that? But obviously, listen to you. We completely understand why that, because obviously Siebel he had the rubber on him, so he could have easily done something you may not have expected there. But as I say, that even though he had that slip, it's still a great achievement today. Obviously getting challenged regularly from the likes of even Fabio Sixter as well. He's really pushing you three guys at the front as well in a lot of races this season. So it's doing a great job to just keep that consistency going, keep getting those podium finishes. And as you can see, the result at the end of it, you're in the team's championship by quite a margin now. So congratulations on that. So you got I've just spoken to Yannick about Monaco coming up next, and him looking forward to it. I say as a team, I guess it's a bit of a unique challenge, but for you, but something you look forward to yourself.
yeah, I think like the 3 races of Monaco, Spa, Suzuka, I think everyone wants to win them because it's just great tracks. I think that's for everyone in the team is thinking like that. So motivation is high to practice for that race and do really well there. We should have a good car there too, but I don't think it makes a difference. Yeah, looking forward.
very much the driver, I think, makes a big part of that. It's the confidence, it's the belief in your own ability. I think that really makes a difference around there. So it's I think it's going to be extremely close there. But I say I'm sure you guys we know you prepare well, or Dennis, Yannick, and of course Tom as well. You'll all prepare well for that. So I say wish you guys all the best for that, and hope you carry on this amazing form. So well done.
Thank you.
Now, I'm also now going to bring in our race winner for this evening, Alex Siebel, winning again here for ACR. They're really getting a good amount of momentum. Obviously, won at Baku and, of course, here this evening as well, Alex. So again, stunning job and in the end, a perfect strategy.
Yeah, I was always considering to go longer and longer just because of, I think, 3 cars yet have to pit and were right in front of Yannick. And I thought, well, I will lose 2 positions, but I will have better tires, younger tires, and softer tires. It was such a risky decision, but it paid off. Even though I had a lot of bad luck in the last stint, because Dennis 2 times just got DRS from the of the car in front, and so I lost multiple laps. Otherwise, I could have passed him quite easily, and then Sixter as well, and then Yannick as well. But sadly, he got DRS 2 times, and that made things pretty difficult.
Difficult indeed, but he just had that one moment where obviously he was struggling to get past down into turn 1, but obviously as soon as Dennis sort of moved across and you give that space a little bit of slipstream to get past, and you snap that up with both hands. So it's a great bit of driving there this evening. And I think your achievement as well, and I mean this with the greatest respect, probably better because very often the Evolution guys have been working together. A lot of these races have been very, very close. And I mean this with the greatest respect to David Fiduk, you sort of had to fight by yourself a lot of the time. So you're doing really, really well there to fight these guys regularly and often beating them as well. So it's been a great achievement so far for you, Alex. Closing that gap in the championship as well, down to 8 points. Obviously a long way to go, but you feeling good about this title defence?
Yes, I think so. I think the last 2 races went pretty well. Also here it was well, but I think every race will be that tight. Yannick, Dennis, and me are pretty much spot on the same pace, and it's just about tiny differences. Let it be strategy, tire management, so on. So it will be a tough fight each race. So you can expect every future race like this.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you 3 at the front have been absolutely outstanding, and I'll add also 4 of you, because Fabio Sixter as well been super consistent as well all this year. So it's been a pleasure, and I hope this great battle between you guys carries on for the whole year. So congratulations on your victory again, Alex, and long may this amazing battling continue for the rest of the season. So well done, guys.
Thank you.
So Tom, we round up another fantastic event here at Spain. We got Monaco coming up next. This battle's getting, again, every race, fantastic battling all the way through the field from the very front to the very back of the grid as well. It's just been outstanding, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, for a track that doesn't produce much overtaking, it was a damn good race. I think I said it earlier. I wouldn't know the top 50 where Ben Hamlin and Alex. Ben overtook Alex on the last lap. So it's just crazy. No, it was a really good event. Some really good driving today, especially from, like you said, the top 4. Absolutely amazing. Kieran as well. Shout out to him for GSR. The first person of the free stoppers as well. Absolutely flew around that Barcelona track today when he was on those fresher tyres. So really, really, really good race today. Hopefully we'll proceed the same in Monaco. Obviously, all about the strategy in Monaco. It's going to be a big one. So who's going to be the king of the Principality this year around?
As I say, I expect the order to change a little bit because you get some drivers who specialise in this type of challenge, can really push the car, and people who really believe in their ability as well. And it's going to be super close there. Lap times, you've seen qualifying every round, it's ridiculously close. So Monaco's going to be exactly the same. But we look forward to that. And that's going to be in 2 weeks' time, so it will be on the 23rd of May for the Super League. But our next broadcast will be coming up on Tuesday. That will be the Academy Series here at Spain itself. And then the day after that, it'll be at Monaco for the Formula Challenge race event as well. So I'm going to round it off there, guys. Massive thanks to everyone who's helped out getting this broadcast sorted out. Gerrit de Vries on the cameras, of course. Even people like Alex Skinner, Mike Pittman in the background as well. So many people do so many amazing things. Massive thanks to Tom Parker for joining me here as well. And from me, I will see you in 2 weeks' time at Monaco for hopefully, some very, very close and amazing racing again. I've been David Carter, and until next time, I'll see you soon. You take care. Bye for now.
To keep up to date with the latest GPVWC videos, click on the subscribe button, or check out more of our exciting sim racing action by choosing a video. For more information on the league, visit gpvwc.com.